Hello, adventurers, and welcome to our first episode of Twitch Slays D&D, a Twitch Plays D&D hybrid where you, as an audience, can play as one of our characters. First off, we'd of course like to thank all of the people that helped with this show. One of the first thanks I want to send out to is the music design. My friend Nathaniel Malden composed some of the pieces that we're going to be listening to tonight. He composed our intro specifically for us, as well as some other ambiance music that we'll be listening to, as well as the wonderful Adrian von Ziegler, who does a wonderful music that you can listen to for relaxing and D&D, like that nice background ambiance music. We'd also like to do a special thank you to our character art designer, Mary Mercer, where, of course, all these people, by the way, you can find in our links on our page, on our Twitch page, in our About. Another big thanks goes to our digital files. We have printed so many figurines for this show. This is just one of our little Wolfie boys, and there are many, many others that hopefully we get to see come out and wreck some shop on our adventures, as we'll see in a little bit. We have all of them located all down, linked in our digital models section. They have so much cool stuff out there. If you guys have a 3D printer or interest in that kind of stuff, I would highly recommend checking that out. We also want to say we also have a Patreon ourselves. If you want to check out our Patreon, if you go check down in the links below, we have our Patreon as well as all of our social media where you can see what we're posting up next and all of the other cool content that we are looking forward to seeing. With that, though, I would like to mention where we are. We are going to be taking place. Echo. Stop. Thank you very much. What I would like to say, oh boy, it's going to be, welcome to our first stream, by the way, where we're really trying to create a really fun environment that's fun to play in. We're going to be taking place in a homebrew world that I put together called Daldazian. This is a very fantasy style where we'll meet our adventurers in your typical, when you think of that typical high fantasy up front. More information is yet to come, but as you should know, you as a player don't have enough memories yet, and you'll acquire those along the way. Without further ado, we'll see you guys in a second. Without further ado, I will introduce us to our 4 adventurers that you will get to know very soon. I'm going to pass it off. Damien, describe yourself visually.
Light blue skin with a nice white hair with a little bit of stuff, a little bit of a beard going on. And yeah, I'm His name is Blackston Sticks.
Yeah, Blackston.
Blackston.
Hi, I'm Gianna Gazick, and I'm playing Nova Grimry. She's a purple tiefling with like silvery curly hair, and she's super cool. And she's a warlock, and she loves all things astrology, tarot cards, all that fun stuff. So that's her.
Hi, my name is Patrick Ryan Bailey. I'll be playing Israfel Dent, the failed cleric turned wizard human country boy who really tried to find his faith but found more joy in books and spells.
Books and spells.
Books and spells.
Books and spells. What's up, guys? My name is Nathan, aka Noochie Kabuchi. I saw some familiar faces in chat. Nice to see you guys. I am going to be playing Kalaluna Riandon. He is a 9-foot furbolg who will be a barbarian. He's
massive being.
I think the best way I could describe him in like a really quote like sentence is like a gentle giant. You'll just have to like unpack that how you will, as we
Very
will
true.
together.
Yeah.
All right. Now that we've had our introductions, it's time to begin the adventure. Ooh, yes, good one. All right, I am hip. All right. So where we last left off, at the beginning of this adventure, the four of you just met each other in a small hamlet. You two were tasked with finding and locating some ruins in the area for a surveying mission, and the two of you are looking to help out ease whatever sort of pain you can find in the world. Now, you both kind of bumped into each other. You had the information from the local, like the leader of the small hamlet, that there was a small issue with the livestock. Some of the livestock is disappearing. The blood and things are showing that this disappearances is not as helpful as, or is not as benign as one thought. They were able to track where the animal that was killing this livestock is held up, but have not been able to get rid of it themselves. You have an idea. It's going to be in a small ruins just northwest of here. Coincidentally enough, you two are looking for some ruins. The four of you paired together, find each other and realize that it might be safest to work together on this adventure. So at the beginning of the morning, you guys prepare yourselves the night before, have a good rest, and then begin heading in the direction that the villagers let you know where to go. You guys are traveling through the forest, easy enough as it is, at about maybe half mile to a mile left of where you need to be. And that's where we left off, and that's where you guys will take place.
I just don't understand why you're going to use magic from the stars. I think magic should really just be oneself, self-reliance.
Right, but I mean, I don't know. I really like stars, and why not? They can help me, and they give me power, and I don't know really. I don't really know how to explain it. It's quite complicated. But you have magic like through your hands and just like on your own.
Oh yes, Man of Cloth shows me magic. It was amazing.
Really?
Do it again.
I cast prestidigitation, and sparks come from my fingers.
Again.
I cast prestidigitation, and sparks come from my fingers.
Again.
I cast prestidigitation, and sparks come from my fingers.
Right.
Magic.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
That's
That's something.
quite lovely. Yeah.
So,
You're,
why are you going to ruins again?
well,
We are going because we're helping a village.
yeah. In a way, we're doing the same thing.
In a way, we're helping more specific people.
They seem a little suspicious.
A little strange.
Don't trust them.
I don't know.
Especially the really big guy. He seems
You're quite tall.
quite.
How tall are you?
Well, you see, the trees where I'm from are much taller than the trees that are here. So I guess I could be, like, I'm as tall as I am. Honestly, I don't.
He's not giving us a lot to work with.
That's the
Okay.
best he'll give you, honestly.
All right.
Okay.
That's okay. That's all right.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You're very tall. Yeah. I don't know, just something I noticed, I guess.
Most people notice that about me. I'm very tall amongst the people where I'm from.
Really?
Yes.
You're the tallest out of all of your people?
Well, the people that I know of, but if I don't know of them, then I won't truly know whether or not I'm the tallest.
Wow. That's you're really making me think.
yeah.
That's quite deep.
It's been a long few weeks together.
I'm asking a lot of questions.
Yeah.
A lot of questions.
As you guys walk, you're passing through the forest, and as you're heading through the forest, you're starting to notice there are larger. It's becoming more like rocky. You're noticing that the rocks are coming. As you're passing these rocks on your destination, you're starting to realize that these rocks look to be older but man-made. You start seeing they're in shapes and fallen to the left and the right of you. You start seeing just rock pieces, rock bits here and there.
Can I just can I check them out? Can I do a little?
Sure. Yeah. Roll investigation.
That's gonna be a 23.
Ooh. Okay. So.
Good start.
For
Good
sure.
start.
You guys-
Three.
That's a
Well, damn.
good first roll. So you guys head through as you walk up to one of these like larger rocks. Look, you come and take a nice glance at it. You start observing like the weathering and the stone quality. Give it a little taste, whatever you need to do, and you notice like this is probably a wall piece that was once here.
I really need to know who's licking rocks right now.
You can sniff the rock, you can lick the rock. You just get the good idea that you're probably close to ruins. This is a man-made break.
We're close to ruins. I can feel it.
Well, we all also surrounded by rocks that aren't natural, so.
Yes, but the flavor, I can.
Is that what you were doing to that rock earlier?
Are you tasting the rocks?
That's the best way in order to circumvent where the original rocks came from. You taste the flavor, and then you can almost follow it like a trail.
Can I?
With that investigation check, you did realize that these rocks are not from the region.
And they're not from this region.
I'm going to attempt to taste the rock as well.
Roll me an investigation check as
I'm
well.
happy to
Or-
do so.
Or a nature check, whichever one you feel more
I
comfortable
feel
with.
nature is more correct for what's happening, and because I'm not as good at it, I got myself a happy-go-lucky 9 for licking rocks.
Crazy enough,
Yeah,
tastes like a rock.
that's you've got a better palate than me, I imagine.
Why does everyone...
It's an acquired taste. You know, you gotta explore the land, taste many rocks.
I am not going to lick rocks if that's what you're getting at.
Well, then I'll do the rock licking, and you can do the magic.
Cal, would you like a rock?
No, you people are so strange. Licking rocks?
Thank you, Cal. I seem to
we're
connect with
strange.
you right now.
You think I'm strange?
Yes, that is what I said.
I'm with him on this one.
You know, you're a pretty strange fellow, aren't you? Look at that shovel you carry around. Do you even know how to dig? You don't even know how to taste a proper rock.
We just talked about how you shouldn't taste rocks.
Okay, all right. Let's try to get to the bottom of things. Try to find these.
Regardless.
Obviously, this is ruins, right?
Well, do the
Seems
rocks lead
that
off
way.
into any
Seems
particular
like it.
direction?
Okay.
Do they lead in a particular direction?
Yeah, they're starting to like, as you guys walk deeper in the direction you're going, more and more, they're becoming more and more abundant. So it seems to be closer to whatever source it was, if you're there at all already.
I point in the direction of the big rocks, and I'm like, this way. And I motion towards her, and it's like, if they follow, then they'll follow. But you know what?
All right.
Let's go.
Assume you guys follow?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just kind of want to linger behind and just kind of watch them and just shake my head, like, what am I getting myself into?
You stay about anywhere from 5 to 15 feet behind, apologizing to all the rocks they've licked on the way out.
I'm
I
so
take a
sorry.
Oh my god.
Can I just take some water from my canteen and start washing the rocks that they lick?
I've just never seen anyone lick a rock before. There's clearly something to it. I need to find out more.
Are you licking more rocks as you...
Well, is he licking more rocks?
Whenever I see like a very nice rock, like a very
A
like,
very voluptuous rock.
Delicious.
yeah, I'm not gonna look like the common pebbles, but if there's like a nice shaping rock,
A
like
girthy
that has
rock?
to get. I need to get a taste test on it.
Gravelly.
I'm not licking
So
rocks.
you're
no.
tasting the rocks.
Sedimentary.
Still the same. For this one, investigation check. Taste the same as the other ones. You pick one up though that seems like seems more boulder-like. You taste that, you're like, no, this one's different than the rest. You can just tell. You don't know why, but you can.
I can't. It's like the soft palate in there. It's just like.
Can I just take the rock from him and throw it?
Uh,
Be free, little rock.
Yeah.
Don't take this abuse any longer.
You are so lucky that wasn't the good rock, or else we would be in far trouble. That was the not like relic rock. This one, that's good
Blackston.
rock. Can I take another lick of that rock?
Blackston, stop licking rocks. You're embarrassing me.
Man of
I'm
claws.
sorry, but it seems that I'm the only one who's trying to get us toward the ruins.
You have to do that by licking rocks.
What else are we supposed
We
to do?
can see which way the ruins are.
They probably would have followed the other rocks. The
Everyone,
bad rocks.
everyone roll me a perception check real quick.
Perception?
Yeah, just a quick perception check.
Everyone?
Yeah, everyone. Give me a
Natural
quick-
20.
Okay.
Thank you, little
That's
dice.
14.
Okay. Not bad. I don't think that's good on that side of the
Oh,
table.
I got
16.
6.
Oh, goody. As you're
Okay.
sitting there, you two are bickering about like, yeah, we know how to get to the ruins. We're given directions. And you're pointing at like, I know how to get there. As he points like, I know how to get there, Gianna or Nova, you can actually see that there's like a larger structure forming in the distance, a couple hundred feet, like about 100 or so feet out. You can see that there's up to at least 2 rocks stacked on top of each other in a manner that seems unnatural for a nature sense.
I'm going to grab Blackston's shirt and I'm going to go. See that? I don't have to lick any rocks to find that. And I'm just going to walk toward it. I go, come on, follow. Let's go.
Are you
I'm
going to go
just-
lick a rock?
Look over here. There are giant rocks over here. I
Please.
did not have to lick rocks to find that.
I mean, licking rocks help. I'm just saying.
These poor rocks, please don't lick them.
Let's go.
It's for
Come
pure.
on.
I don't enjoy it. I just know that it helps.
Makes it worse somehow. Makes it worse.
I don't enjoy it, I just like it.
Yeah.
What?
This is a new side of Blackston I have not yet seen, and
Nova.
this is just stream 1.
As you spot what looks to be maybe the beginnings of a sense of ruins and not just a fallen rock from here and there, you approach it. I'm assuming everyone else follows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. As you guys approach this small structure, you can start to see what looks to be. I'll have everyone roll a perception check on this one too. Now that we have made it to what looks to be, seems like.
Natural 20.
That's a
Okay.
10.
Okay. 10's good.
5.
Oh, I have to open my D&D.
Just over here doing my little shack dance.
So, Isra,
Yes.
as you're walking through, you're kind of just like examining the rocks to your left and right. You look around and you can now see the structure in front of you. What'd you roll?
I rolled a 10.
10.
Yeah.
Matching 10.
Okay.
Let's go.
Twinsies.
All right. So we have matching 10s and we have a 20. All 3 of you are able to kind of deduce that by the where you are, you take about 10 steps in, and your feet now get onto what was like a nice soft grass and dirt. You now take a step onto. You feel like a rock underneath you. You look around and you see that there's maybe a foundation that was here. Maybe this is a natural rock formation. Maybe it's not. But you look close and you start seeing that now you're starting to get that. Now you're close to like really picking up the walls. Like you're starting to see where the walls are starting to crumble. But as you look around, it's pretty substantial. It's maybe about 150 feet farther past where you're currently standing of like how far this structure goes. And now as you get there, there's trees now growing through the middles of these. The nature is really starting to take it over. If you wouldn't have gotten as close as you did, you wouldn't have recognized that like ivy has now overtaken a majority of the walls here. It's substantially green. The only ones that didn't get ivy on it were those like the rocks that you guys were passing along the way. But there's a few larger walls. To your right, there's a few larger walls where they weren't completely like fallen. You can see maybe like what looks like almost a room, like a full-on room hasn't been crumbled yet. So like when you see like you go into like a ruins as of today or like an old castle, you'll see where they have like a wall, like a facade structure. You're starting to see a few of those, and there's a few in the area. It's rather interesting.
Okay.
Are there any like tapestries or any like sign of like who the ruins came from?
These ruins, it's difficult to see at this point in time. Roll me an investigation check, actually. Investigate these ruins.
Oh.
5.
You can't really discern whether or not there aren't any things to discern. The age of the ruins is close to maybe 1,000 years old. There would be no tapestry remaining, at least out in the elements like this.
So we're here again to find, what was it?
The problem that the local farmers are having. There's something killing their livestock.
Do you think it'd be staying in these ruins?
Perhaps. Can't you talk to animals?
Do you see any animals
I
for
don't
me
know.
to speak with?
Give out a call.
Man of cloth, why do you say such confusing things?
Not a man of the cloth. Not
Wait.
a man of cloth.
I have a question for you. You say your name is Israfel,
Yes.
but he calls you Man of Cloth. Which one would you prefer?
I would much rather prefer Israfel, please.
How about if I call you Isra? Don't push him.
Isra's fine.
Or Izzy?
No.
Okay. Isra.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do we see any like entrances or anything? Like,
Yeah.
is there like is it like a building or is it just walls?
So you see a lot of facades. If you guys want to explore around, like from where you're currently standing, like at the mouth of this structure, you can't see any opening. Like you see openings of like facade of walls that have not crumbled yet. If you guys want to look around a little more,
I
you
want
could-
to look around.
Yes, I'm gonna do that.
Well, I guess I'll take your advice and I will go find an animal, if that appeases you. Oh, look, a bird!
I was
It
trying
was
to
the
do a
distance,
fake
it was the
pot. It
distance.
didn't happen well.
Can I just like gallivant away and like, bird?
Funny enough, there's actually a bird. There's a couple trees that are like bursting out of where the ruins have been. And there's a couple birds in around. There's one cawing. One looks to be dying and cawing. Most of them seem normal.
I'd like to try and talk to this bird, please.
Okay.
Bird's been licking too many rocks.
What kind of rocks were these?
Oh boy. All right. So I'm gonna double check traits of your specialty traits where you can communicate.
Yes, I can speak, but I cannot understand the bird.
It's gonna be a really one-sided conversation. I
Okay,
led you on
so-
here. Sorry.
He can lead you somewhere. he doesn't
All right.
have to speak.
So you walk up to the tree that has like a couple of like birds just perched there. You say, so the tree's about 15 feet tall, and at your size, like the lowest branch is about 8. So you can kind of like just stick your head into like this group.
Bam!
Yeah. So like there's the branches. If you just want to come up and kind of like pop your head in, like there's like poop, there's like 4 or 5 birds just kind of like staring around you. Just
Hello. All right. Haven't done this in a while, so.
This should be interesting.
If you can understand me, flap your wings, please. Oh, perfect. All right. Birds of a feather. What do I ask?
very Brady Bunch. They're just like looking at all each other like.
They're all looking at each other.
They do seem confused. They don't think that they've never had this experience before. This is new for them. Like they're excited. You can see that. They're just very.
Listen, there have been some things. Have flap your wings if you've noticed anything strange lately. Okay, that's off to a wonderful, great start. Have you noticed an abundance of animal deaths? Flap your wings if it's a yes. Do nothing if it's no.
Birds are notorious for not flapping their wings unless they really mean it.
Oh, thank God. Have you seen the creature? Again, flap for yes.
They all like two of them start like flapping a little bit, and like the other ones are kind of like looking at each other, and like you see like they're like shaking their heads at each other, and like two are like, yeah, we've seen something. Another half are like, no, I don't think so.
Perfect. Can I just like grab the two that have like seen something out of the tree and then bring them down with me? Just.
You just grab them?
Yeah, I just want to.
Roll me. How about this? Roll me a quick. Let's do a
Animal handling?
Sleight of hand?
Strength, animal
He's got
handling.
animal handling.
Animal handling?
It would be animal handling, but it'd be like, I don't know what to make this. Animal handling is fine. Roll me an animal handling check, actually.
Oh.
9.
You're unable to like grab either of them. They kind of like flap up a little bit. They're just kind of like hovering around. Like they're at their spot. And they're just like not out of your reach, but you missed, and they're kind of like hovering right above it.
Sorry, I got a little excited. Pops, do you know how, if it's a creature bigger than me, flap for yes.
They go back to resting, and like a little farther away from where they originally were standing, like a few steps.
I promise I won't grab you again without consent. Flap for yes.
Important.
If you've seen the creature before, and if it is bigger than I.
They're just staring at you.
Oh, okay. Good. It's not massive. Do you happen to know what direction it went?
They kind of like the two birds that had like were flapping at first, kind of like recognize it, and they kind of like point in a direction somewhere. Yeah, like. Bing! Yeah. They point about. They point in a direction like within the ruins. Looks like. They point at it, but it's more down to a direction as opposed to like an actual like.
Listen, could I bother one of you to come show us? There's a piece of bread in it for you.
Okay, roll me another animal hand check for this one.
All these damn animals. 11.
One does not seem amused, is not like, I ain't buying that. But the other one's like, oh, sure, the food sounds great. So it kind of like pops up and then like just grabs on.
Perfect, let's go.
What just happened?
I have great news. This bird knows what we're looking for.
Oh my gosh, you're holding a bird.
Have you never held a bird
No,
before?
I've never held a bird.
I promise I won't let them hold you. They lick rocks.
I would like to try to identify what kind of bird this giant man is holding.
What are you in?
Sure, roll me a nature or history check's fine too.
Okay.
Hey, history or nature.
That's a 12.
12. It looks to be just kind of like a crow.
Okay. It looks small to him because he's.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Right.
He's 9 feet. So.
Oh, so I promised this bird. Right? Does anybody happen to have any?
I can grab a ration.
Thank you.
I go and grab
well,
a ration.
You got it.
Miss, does anyone want to ask the bird something before he leads the way?
Does it have a name?
You see, I can only ask the bird questions. I can't really understand it.
You could give
Oh.
it.
Yes and no questions.
Ask it if it wants a name.
Would you like a name? Flap for yes.
Let's just go.
It seemed like a happy yes, though. Just not. It's more of a screecher.
Uh,
Screeching creature.
Screeching creature.
At this point, that's what you think its voice just sounds like.
Well, if you say his name, he won't understand you. So, name him whatever you'd like.
what do you think? I didn't have any names.
Then why did you want to name him?
I don't know. I thought I would come up with something on the
She
spot.
wants to name.
I don't even know if it's a
everything.
boy or a girl. I don't want
You
to.
have named every animal we have ever seen.
Well, now it's a shortage, so I don't. Maybe you should try naming it.
Are you a boy bird or a girl bird? Flap for boy, fly for girl.
Okay.
Well,
While this
You know
is
what?
happening, I'd like to cast Detect
Respect.
Magic as a ritual, please.
There's enough time for that.
Yeah, it takes 10 minutes. I got time.
Yeah. While this is going on, you probably started this once the whole naming conversation came
I was
up.
like, I'm
You're about
gonna-
like 5 minutes into it. You're not there yet, but you're close.
Yeah,
well,
You
it's
spot
neither.
it.
Okay. What about just I don't know. Caw-caw.
Cock.
Ah! It responds
Are
to that.
you-
You want to name,
No, that's not
try
a good
another one,
name.
please.
I changed my mind.
or at least just caw. Caw's not bad.
What about Raven? I know it's a crow. I just couldn't come up with anything better. It's a name.
We're not giving this creature a name. Would you mind leading the way, please?
And you,
I'll think of something.
It like
I was
starts
embarrassed.
I want to hold like the ration up, be like,
you.
You're licking rocks.
At least I'm not calling a crow a raven.
its wings start to shudder and it starts to pick off of it, and it's starting to like fly around the ruins a little bit, where it finds like kind of like a shamble of stones where it looks like there was a couple East caved-in walls, and then it perches kind of like up on top of it, like over like a lot of the rocks and where some of the cave-in is at, and it just kind of like
peers down.
pecks a little bit at the bricks.
Dope. Well, I think that's where we're meant to be.
I'm going to give the bird the ration.
Are you gonna like? It's a little about 10 feet above you, or like 5 feet above you. You gonna toss up to it, or?
I'm just gonna.
Can I pick her up and just be like, there you go, like a little like.
Do you resist?
No.
So I see her holding it up, and I'm like, need help?
Yeah.
Whoop.
As he picks her up, I wanted to say, you drop her, you die.
Oh,
You
Rocks
lick
did.
rocks.
that's sweet.
The bird
You're
like
not.
the bird kind of like hops up a little bit closer to your to your hands, and then like picks a little bit out and like nuzzles its feathers around your hands, and then it, like picks up off and then flies back to its little nest.
Thank you for your help.
Thank you, Kaka.
You see it for a second, then you see it drop its food, and then it like goes and picks it back up again and takes it back to its little turf in the tree.
Oh,
A
I liked
perfect
him.
shrieker creature.
I liked him or her, whatever
Them.
gender it was. Them.
Them.
I liked
Them
them.
works.
Yeah.
So have I detected any magic?
By the time,
I like how he's the only
by the
useful
time
thing.
this bird has like just found out where it needs to be, it detect magic lasts for about what 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And it's about 30-foot radius.
Let me take a look.
30 feet.
That
That's how much
is
I can walk.
correct. It lasts 10 minutes, and it's a 30-feet radius from myself.
At your current position, you don't detect any magic currently.
All right. About as productive as you guys. That's cool.
Should we go inside the cave?
You are now at this. The three of you, and now the fourth is trailing along. Is now you guys come across what looks like a solid pile of rocks, as well as like a facade of a broken wall facade, and one that is standing. But there's rocks and rubble blocking all entrances. It looks like just a pile of rubble.
There's no cave. Mouth cave.
There's no more.
If you guys would like to investigate.
I'm gonna investigate.
Okay, that's fine. More than one can investigate.
Was
if you guys
the
would
bird like pointing at this pile of rubble?
It got onto the top of it, and then like
Oh
beaks down.
no.
I got a
And like it's covering something, like a pile of rubber.
That would be
It
an 8.
most likely, if it points you in that direction, if it's not wrong, there might be something.
Can I start like moving bricks and stuff? Like just.
Yes, you may. Yeah. What did you guys roll?
An 8.
13.
13. So you guys walk around a little bit, and Nova, you come across like, I don't know if this bird was correct, but Blackston, you come around and you find like a small hole entrance that something small could get through. Nothing large, but probably like a 3-foot hole in diameter. You could probably sneak through yourself, but unless you like being stuck in places, it might be difficult to get through even for yourself.
Yeah, I'm not gonna risk that. There's not enough room for us to fit in there.
I could ask the crow again. As I'm just picking up the.
Alternative idea. I have a shovel and the magical ability to mold earth. I cast mold earth.
What exactly does it do?
Mold earth, I choose a portion of dirt or stone that you can see within range, and that fits within a 5-foot cube. You can manipulate it in one of the following ways. I would like to move it, make the hole bigger by removing dirt.
Okay. So
Magic.
magic. I'm assuming you take your shovel, your casting rod, and give it a nice tap and focus on where this hole is. And this 3-foot hole, as you start to see like more rocks are being pushed out of the way, and you're now creating a larger hole, and you can see deeper into this that there is a chasm that is an open chasm. You can't. It's dark in there, so you can't see anything inside of it. However, you are able to see that there is now like something, a place to go.
Can I like peer into it and go, hello? And do I echo?
You do hear an echo.
It
Hello.
reverberates back.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
How are you?
Is anyone down there?
Is anyone down there? Is anyone down there?
While he's doing that, can I cast
Got some lights.
light?
I was gonna say, give me
Light.
some light.
That's your cantrip, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you cast light. What are you casting it on? You can cast it on an item, and that item can imbue that light for I think 20 feet of.
Can I just do it on like my quarterstaff?
Yeah, you can do that.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm
so
just gonna
you now
kinda
on the
push
top
it
of
in.
your quarterstaff, you have light in there, and as you push the light through, you can see now that there's like. Okay, it's difficult to see, but as you look through, actually roll me a perception check for this one.
That dice is not being nice to me. Neither is the
I was
slim.
gonna say that was not good either.
You know, statistically,
What
they're
was
rolled
it?
badly. Perception.
Perception. That would be a 6.
Okay, so you look through. You're able to deduce a few things. So as you peek your head in, or like with the light staff that you have, kind of as like a mediocre flashlight, you're able to see that there's some stuff down there. You can't it's about a 10 to 15 foot drop from the position that you're in, from like right on top. There's like a few rocks. You could probably climb your way down, but it would be a little more difficult than just like a nice little staircase. The other things you do notice inside the room is like there's other walls in there, and like you can see some cave in on one hand of the side. It looks like this was an old chamber.
I want to go inside.
I'm heading down with you then. Let's go.
Should we have you go first? Because it's about 10 to 15 foot drop.
Sure.
You
Can
can
I
just-
just like
you can just
immediately
catch
just bolt
us.
and jump in and
Yeah,
hit the ground?
It's a little.
just
Or is
catch
it a
us.
hole too small?
No. Hole's not quite too small. It's gonna be difficult for someone like yourself. You do have to like kind of like shove your throw your spear in, or your halberd in first, or you can have them.
I
No,
can
no,
hold
no.
your stuff
No,
for
no,
you.
no. No.
It's right there.
No. You are able with a simple acrobatics check. You are able to sneak your way through, nimble yourself through this little hole.
Nimble myself through. Okay.
And if he fails the acrobatic check,
You know, I get stuck. Mama, get the butter.
That is not gonna.
20.
With
Natural?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
with no issue at all, you're able to kind of like scoot, you get yourself in, you fall in. Yep. Scoot, scoot.
What was the noise the 9-foot tall Fearbulg made? as you went through a
It was
hole,
an onomatopoeia that was made from the okay. The 9-foot Fearbulg is easily to all the way inside in without falling or having any difficulties. It's a good thing he went first though, because when he got to the bottom, there were like some not sharp rocks, but jagged rocks. If you were to have a slip and fall, it would have been an uncomfortable landing on these
Oh no!
soft rocks.
Ew, that's.
I'll catch you.
Alright, I let them.
I jump in first.
Oh my god! She just trusts me. Okay.
Are
I'm
you
nervous.
jumping in?
Yeah,
All right. Okay. I need you.
With the light, right?
with the light.
Yeah. Okay. So you would have the light. Roll me in athletics, acrobatics.
Okay.
Better for probably both this way.
Okay. Acrobatics.
Yes.
That's a 20 unnatural.
Okay.
I got 13.
No problem. If it was it's like a cumulative roll here, if you did badly hit this one, she would have been able to cling on entirely.
You're just holding a stalactite.
So you were able to like dive
No,
in
what the
through,
hell?
and the full-on swan moment happened, or just caught. And
Dirty
you
dancing.
have
Yeah, I
the
was gonna
light.
say,
Now the light
dancing
on.
source
Let
in
me
there. Now that you're in there, you can see a little more. You have dark vision. Dark
Okay.
vision. No, Furbolg's not dark vision.
There's but there's also.
Yeah, it's the distance.
Oh,
So
yeah,
now
yeah.
there's light in there. People with dark vision can see farther than people with light.
Gotcha.
The chamber does seem a little small, though. Or not small, but like it's not a very large room. There's a lot of cave-ins on one side, and now we're starting to see like a 6-foot like hole in the wall that looks more recent.
Who's next?
Man, Men of Cloth if you would like to go first.
By all means, it's not my name.
I think I know that.
Roll an intelligence check to think if you know that. Been watching
That
too much
is the
Adventure
tea.
Zone.
That's
Your thing you said doesn't look good.
I just can't read. Intelligence check?
Just regular intelligence.
That's a 15.
Oh.
You do think that you know.
What? I am lost. What does he know?
He
You
thinks-
don't know what you know.
He believes that he knows your name.
All right. I'll
That
go
was
in
me.
next. Cal,
Yes,
I'm going to slowly enter the hole.
I've got you, Man of Cloth. Have
You-
faith.
Just jump. Just jump.
You got it.
I do not jump. I absolutely slowly kind of back my way into it, legs first, making sure my tabard is not kind of frumping up my face, and kind of just drag against the wall really, really gingerly.
With the assistance of Cal and your grace and thought that went into this, almost timid fear, you were able to get down there quite safely. No issues, no rolls need to be made.
Didn't even need to roll the dice. It's that easy.
Wow.
You get down there, seem safely enough. Brush off a little bit of dirt.
Do a flip, Blackston.
I'm gonna do a flip.
Yeah.
Come on, Blackston. No time to waste. Let's go.
Yep, I expected this. Yes, give me an acrobatic check.
You're
Can
gonna
I just-
flip?
Can I
Do
hold my
not
hands
catch
out
it.
just in case?
Are you gonna flip? Are you really gonna flip?
I'm gonna do a flip.
You're gonna attempt to flip. All right.
Can I
DC
just
is
be
going to
like
be
can I be
exciting.
like a safety net?
Yeah, you can try. Depends on what he rolls.
Okay.
What's
Ooh,
I
my
got
ooh.
house?
At that moment, Blackston knew he did not have this.
That would be a 6.
At this point in time, I'll give you the opportunity of trying. So what you see is you hear Isra say, "Do a flip" as he gets down there, and
Wait, Ezra didn't say it. Patrick said
oh,
it.
Patrick said it. My bad. So no one said do a flip.
That, like I just saw this
Came
gingerly
naturally.
guy like go down there. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna show how it's done, and then I try to do a flip.
Of course, you go and do your flip. You take a few steps. The dirt, you did a little like. You didn't taste this dirt.
No,
This
big
dirt's a
mistake.
it's a nice soft dirt that got recently moved, so it has like that nice smooth surface. So you take a run on this and take a nice little slip, a little slippy slip, and now you're going through the hole. You're now going head first down. Would you like to try to catch him?
Yes.
All
I
right.
would like to try and catch him.
This will be a strength saving throw. Not bad. You have proficiency in this one. You should be all right.
I am. I should. We say this now. 15.
Okay. With no issue at all. Like you just kind of like grab the he's like falling down as he's like grazing the rock surface. He's like falling through. He just kind of like grip, like before.
Just by the, can I just pick him up by one leg?
Yeah, one leg you grab him like before he like all of his inertia has dropped him. You just kind of like, oh okay, and you grab him and then like.
I'd like to cast
I
light
just-
on my shovel to get a real good look at this. Just- oh,
Can I, instead of can I just drop him? Just be like, be careful next time.
Yeah. At your height with him, it's like a 2-foot drop. You don't take any damage. But you did. By this time, you got the full light, and you just watched the full thing. Roll me one more dexterity saving throw, just to see if you land on your feet. Like if you're going if you're
He's
going.
gonna
face
land on
first.
his face, I hope.
That's a natural 20.
You
With-
gotta ruin it.
With the stop of momentum and the lucky save of a friend, you were able to very gracefully palm the rocks and then basically do yourself a half cartwheel back to your feet.
And then
It wasn't that smooth. If you think it was.
You're welcome.
you just jumped.
I did just jump.
There's nothing impressive about a jump.
He caught me, and it
He
was
caught you.
it was
What
glorious.
did you do?
I caught both of you.
Thank
That
you.
is so true. You
and
had
I
our
thank
back.
you for that. Yeah,
Cal.
thank you.
Cal, how old are you?
Well, I've been multiply the sun.
Oh my.
The trees grow 13-inch 5.
I'm just trying to
23 cycles?
think. Oh, 23?
Yes?
You're 23 too.
Yes.
So you two are the oldest. You're one of the older ones, and you decided to dive in.
He also licked rocks.
That is so true.
It's called experience. The more you live in life, the more you understand why these things are necessary.
I don't think that's true, but I appreciate the sentiment. All right. We should try to go and investigate more because we
Yes.
didn't jump in here for nothing.
Yes, let's, and I just take charge again for it.
Yeah.
Do
So
you have dark vision?
Can I?
you're able to see the entirety of this room. It's a pretty barren room with like some cave-ins here on your left. On one side looked like a hallway, and there's a cave-in there, and now you're in like a chamber that was been by itself. Most of the things there's nothing in this room. It's other than like the rocks and the hole that you see. There is one more hole in one of the walls where what looks to be like a more recent as a tunnel that was like you see like some scratch marks on it as well as like not scratch marks per se, but more like recent activity as if something broke a hole in this thing.
Are there any like noticeable smells?
Roll me a perception.
No.
Funny roll.
A smell check, please.
20.
Bad.
You smell
Natural
all the rocks.
Not good. It has like
See,
a
natural.
smell of like if I can describe like every high school locker room, it's got like that. Not quite ass.
No, axe, not ass.
Well,
It's close enough.
both.
Chocolate.
Not
And my
chocolate
sword,
axe.
and my bow, and my axe, and my ass.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what's worse: the smell of like that gym locker ass, or the smell of like axe. Both are.
Chocolate axe.
At the same
both-
time, just
Oh God,
It's-
not the chocolate axe.
Chocolate axe.
Not again.
Roll the hit with the chocolate axe.
PTSD. No, it smells. It smells.
Wouldn't know.
It smells poor in
Wouldn't know.
here. Like it's not exactly like this particular room does not smell like it smells musty, but in a not like fresh way.
is the smell coming from a specific spot? Like,
Um,
am I able to like be like,
With the natural 20, you're able to notice that like it's mostly just this room. So as you walk around, it's kind of the room that you're currently in,
Dank.
not the room that actually as you do it, you start to as you take your little smell check, you go and smell around. You find a chunk of rocks in one of the corner, and as you look closer, you see a disembodied goat, like a skeleton of a goat essentially.
guys?
Partially, it's still got the leftover scent. So now you smell. Oh, this is gross.
Can I just point until someone notices?
Yeah, what's going on?
I'm just like,
And then,
Oh no! I'm going to try to cover his eyes, but
Oh,
fail
that-
because he's so much taller than me.
and then I'm just gonna go boop when he tries.
Oh no!
You guys get a hint.
That's-
By now, you get the hint of the smell. It's this decaying carcass.
Ooh!
that's not
It does
great.
not smell very good in here.
Could this be what we're looking for?
A goat?
No, the thing was eating, and they said the animals were going missing, and we found an animal.
What do you eat? I mean, we all eat goat. This is a
Yeah,
natural
but
cycle.
leaving your mess for others to clean
Do
up,
you
that's
think,
a bit
you think
inconsiderate.
this is normal?
You eat goat like this?
You think eating a goat and leaving it
You have no room to talk. You lick rocks.
Rocks, dead goat carcass. Notice how there's two very different things going
One's
on.
edible, the other's inedible.
Technically, everything's edible once. So,
So,
anyway,
Very
we
perceptive.
should probably
I'm going to
I
approach
don't
the
know.
goat carcass
Yep.
and
investigate
roll
it.
investigate on it. See what kind of damage has been done to the body.
No.
Okay. So yeah, roll me an investigation check.
Happy to.
I'd be delighted.
That's going to be a 14.
You have a clear sign of things that it was. It's not a pretty sight of this thing. It was crudely ripped to shreds. It wasn't done quite by teeth. It looks more claw based.
Okay.
But claw and like some sharp cuts, but less of like teeth.
All right.
Not teeth cuts. Is what
Not
you
teeth
did. What
cuts.
the deduction that you made? They were not teeth cuts.
And do I see any? You say I see parts missing.
Yeah, I mean it's
Like-
not. It's like it's in pieces as if it was eaten. Like the tail is. It's all
As if
kind
it
of
was eaten.
there. It's disembodied, but it's kind of like separated as if it was eaten by almost several things.
Okay, I'm going to cast Mold Earth and bury it.
Oh.
Without a blink of an eye, you tap shovel, and then the rocks that it was like currently lying on, the small rubble, just and then pushes it about a couple feet below below its current like earth.
Okay. Not a lot of bites. More claw marks and scratches than teeth.
Is that what you're looking for?
I just thought I'd chat.
But is that what you're looking for, like the beast?
Well, I'm just curious what's been damaging things.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we
Well-
can't bring this back to them with a beast. in this place. If they come and investigate this, someone's going to get hurt.
There's only one way to find out. Shall we continue?
Yes.
Let's.
I'm actually really curious
About
continuing on and exploring.
finding more goat
Yeah.
pieces?
No, not that part.
No.
Not that part. Finding other
Please.
things. Like,
Man of cloth.
Not my name.
Cloth of man.
Better?
All right, can I go bounding forward into the next hole? Just like, let's go.
Yeah. So
I
you
Follow right behind.
you approach the smaller hole with about 6 feet.
This is
So you
the
have
one
to-
with like the claw marks on it, right?
claw more like scrapes, like something was broke it open. Because as you get closer, like the light source makes it easier to see now. You guys can clearly see that there was a wall here, and the wall was broken down, and now there's another chamber.
Are there any tracks on the ground?
Yeah, you can actually survival check.
It's the final countdown.
Survival check, I think works here.
17.
17. Yeah. So you can, as you look down, you start seeing like small little like track marks. As you look closer, you can deduce bipedal track marks.
Can I tell how big it is, or the weight, or?
Let's see. With that, you can't really tell how like big it is or its weight because you're on like a stone floor. You just see like where the disturbance of like dirt and tracks have been.
Okay.
But from the 3-foot hole is you can see where the tracks kind of came from, other than where you guys were messing around. But you guys can see there's tracks from the 3-foot hole that you have increased in size is now leading here. So you can assume probably in the 3-foot range.
All right, I'm gonna kneel down at the tracks and. Hey, could you bring the light closer, please? This chap is
Impressive.
I believe I found tracks to a creature.
What kind of creature?
It has 2 legs. Yes?
that's scary.
Oh.
Because that means it's upright.
It,
It's up front.
It's upright. That's what I'm about to
it's
say.
more evolved. I think that's what you're.
You don't suppose it was the bird you were talking to?
Oh, okay, man.
It was the monster.
We just hear a little caca in the distance. No,
Claw marks.
it seems to be
It's
going further
talons.
into the 3-foot hole. Man of cloth, perhaps. Magic.
No, the hole is 6 foot, but the original hole was like 3 feet. No, you could sneak through this one. You could duck through it. When the light is being pouring through, you can now see it. There's another chamber inside with other cave-ins. As you look closely, you can see there's a cave-in on the far side as well as in here. But there seems to be like another entrance, like a doorway that is not in channels.
Ooh, I'm gonna go to that doorway.
So if you head in through, you head inside of it.
Yes, I head inside and go for that doorway that looks not messed up.
Okay.
Baxton, do you need light?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Okay. Whatever.
Okay, so I'm assuming all 4 of you guys head inside. It's an easy just.
Yeah.
For you just duck, you can get through. The walls are about 10 feet, so you're close to the 15 feet here. The first one was a 10-foot room, 10-foot height room. Now you're into a 15-foot height.
Stretch it out.
So your head is not like touching the roof this time.
Start doing pirouettes. No.
It feels more spacious than before. It's getting cramped in the previous
So
room.
much faith for activities.
Ooh.
So you guys all head inside. Another relatively barren room. It smells bad. This one too, though.
Oh, no.
The scent is trajected towards a certain corner where there's
No.
another pile of rubble.
I-
It is. It smells familiar, like the previous room.
Oh,
I
no.
think
Oh.
there's another goat somewhere around
Can I investigate?
here.
Okay.
So as you get closer, you do see that there's another goat.
Oh.
This one's picked clean a little bit more than
Oh.
the first one.
Oh.
It's
A little
another
more
goat.
bones than the first time. It's not as bad. The scent is not as bad this room because there's less flesh left on this one.
Okay.
Does it look
I
fresher?
wonder. Yeah.
Uh,
Looks
would-
cleaner.
If you want to roll investigation checks, that'd be fine.
I would like to.
I would like to roll investigation
Sure.
check.
I have all 4 of you guys just now all peering at these bones.
That's
That's a
11.
That's a
16.
6.
That's a 20.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Not
so
natural. Not
But still spicy.
at dirty 20.
Let's talk
Yeah.
about it.
So
dirty 20.
you can look down and you see the goat. Well, was a goat. You can tell by the like the small little horns. This one was one of the males, and he is no longer there, present with us. It's mostly bones at this point, pretty clean. not as like crudely torn apart, if that makes sense. Like there's not much left. There's a little bit tufts of fur here and there, mostly just bones.
I touch my horns and I go, I empathize with you, little one.
Billy, no.
I'm just gonna give like Nova a pat on the shoulder.
Man, all right. We're good. We're good. Shake it off.
You good? You good?
I'm good.
Okay.
Okay.
I think we've found where these farmers' animals have gone.
We're getting closer, I think.
Yeah, I think we're getting dangerous.
Each room there's a goat that's different.
Are you okay, man of
Small.
God?
You are all very shaken by what is essentially farm life at this point.
Because there are scratches.
You know, Man of Cloth,
There
I'm
are
starting to
creatures.
really feel a lot of weird feelings about you.
All right, and I bury the bones.
Oh,
Cast Mend Earth again on him.
Okay. You cast Mend
poor
Earth
goat.
and tap tap,
Right.
and almost absorbed into the rubble and walls
Back
here.
to the earth where it came from.
Well, we know whatever it is that we're after seems to eat meat,
Raw.
stands on 2 feet.
Like
That rhymed.
goats.
Haha, that rhymed.
That's the one thing about Cal, everyone, is he loves to rhyme.
I love it.
Proceed to do the whole campaign in rhyme, please.
Oh, that's a challenge.
So, bipedal, eats meat,
Has
attacks with claws,
Claws.
likes goat meat.
I like goat meat. You don't go like that. Patrick likes goat meat. It's good.
Are you saying if I handed you a live goat, you could eat it right there?
After cooking
No, no, that's
Are you
not
talking
the
about
question.
Patrick or Isra?
Isra.
Well, I'm not a culinary expert.
Don't listen to him with food. He licks rocks.
Valid point. Thank you for your
You're gonna be known as the rock licker from now
I
on.
don't eat rocks for sustenance.
That's what you do it for fun.
But he doesn't enjoy it.
Oh, we need to figure out why Blackston likes to eat rocks. Okay.
All right.
We are here because I lick rocks.
This is an intervention. We all care about you, Blackston.
Can we all just have? We're all gonna have a moment and have. I'm like, everyone, we need to sit. Everyone, sit now, immediately, please.
You're scaring me.
I'm sorry.
I sit.
Blackston,
We're doing this now?
we're doing this now.
Do you guys have a
It's-
seat like in the middle of the floor here, or?
Yeah, just
I don't sit down.
I'm gonna stay standing too.
Okay.
I'm just there cross-legged.
Everything seems to be normal.
Blackston.
Oh no.
What do you want from me?
I just want to like casually just pick up a rock. How does this make you feel?
I just start walking away towards deeper into the cave.
Okay, so you head into the dark abyss.
I don't even wait for the light. I just want to get away.
Okay.
Blackston!
So you're walking through the cave. Like you can see dimly into this like this small hallway. You can like it's about a 10 by 10 or 10-foot hallway in diameter or width. You're walking into it. It's dim until a certain point where you can't see anything more because where the current like light source is located. These are 2 light sources. You continue in the darkness.
I'm gonna follow him. Braxton.
I'll follow as well with a rock. Blackston!
Just
I'll
start
take the bag. That's fine.
aggressively walking.
Cal, I would appreciate if you could roll me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh,
Oh.
it's the rock. The rock was the monster the whole time.
17?
Okay. So you are walking through this hallway, and as all of your weight combined enters through, you start hearing the small sounds of like rocks you start to hear the small sound of crumbling rocks through where you guys. As you take your step into the middle of the hallway, you hear and like you feel it like kind of lightly give out underway.
Oh.
Freeze.
With that dexterity saving throw, it stops. All of the sound stops, or the you don't break through anything, but it's that moment where you're walking on like a icy lake, and you hear the crack, and you're like, ooh,
Can I just throw the rock and be like, okay, I think I'm okay now?
rock.
Which direction do you throw the rock? I'm behind you, by the way.
Oh, I guess I threw it at you.
Oh,
Is that an attack roll?
Isra, don't worry, way above your head,
Oh, thank goodness.
tossed way over. I mean, you'd have to be like 20 feet back. Yep, that's the one.
I don't know if that's enough.
Actually, how close were you falling behind him?
Pretty close.
I would also like you to roll me. an
Yeah, that's
exception,
fair.
please.
No.
Hey, once you know it, that's a 5.
When all things seem to quiet down for the second, you hear like the small crumble, like, and you're like the crack starts like you're like, oh no. Very Ice Age, as I forget the squirrel's name, just like takes his acorn and Scrap.
Has a name.
What's his name?
Scrat.
Scrat.
Yeah, SCRAT.
That's okay. Scrat goes and shoves his nut. It's a nut.
Mature content.
It's in. I'm sorry. He takes his acorn and he enters. It's what
Mature content, everyone.
Squirrels,
You consented.
squirrels do that, you guys. Squirrels. I can't get that.
Where
nut.
squirrels
Store
shove
their
nuts.
nuts. Anyways, rocks fall. Rocks fall, but you don't die. For the small moments of like that you felt to give out for a second under the weight of your furbolg friend, you felt it like the crack come to you, and all of a sudden you break through the floor, and the rocks are now like falling. They fall around you, and now this hole starts, and it is like a 5-foot hole around where you were at, and you drop about 15 feet.
I'm a little upset. I'm just upset it didn't get the Flurbolg and got me.
Wait, can I save this boy by casting Levitate on it?
If it was Featherfall, yes, because Featherfall is a reaction,
Yeah.
but Levitate is an action.
Yeah,
Difference.
never mind.
Close though. You're only going to take, lucky on this one, 1 point of damage.
Oh, thank goodness.
Nice.
Only 1
The
point.
poor wizard.
Because you weren't able, you didn't fall. You fell, but I rolled a 1 on my.
Okay, so he's not dead.
Yeah, so for each 10 feet of fall damage, it's 1d6.
I just want to make sure.
How weak do you think my wizard is?
Look who fell now, man.
Completely unmoving.
Oh no.
Are you okay?
I thought you knew how to climb down things, man of cloth.
I'm at the bottom.
But when you land though, you have your shovel, which I'm assuming got dropped. It's right next to you though, so you can grab it. But
It's
as the
lit
light
up.
is emanating, the shadows are emanating in this room, and roll me a perception.
Oh, that's a beautiful 23.
So as you hit this, as you fall into this like small, from this where you're at this chamber, you look around and this chamber isn't in ruins, other than the ruin you just left on the floor from the rocks below you, and it seems to be relatively well intact. The walls around you are, although most of the things are, let's see. So describing the room that you are in. So you've fallen into what looks like a two-chamber room, or a chamber with two chambers attached. Words are hard. So you can see into both ways. One's a small hallway that leads into another room, and then one is like to a smaller like like a 10 by 10 room, like a small like closet looking thing. Inside the room that you are in, you do see what looks to be like old ancient machinery. When I say machinery, I mean like you see like workbenches and tinkerer's tools and things of that nature. Most of the stuff is rusted and damaged, out of place. You wouldn't have recognized most of this other than the fact that it does seem familiar in the sense that these tools are more rudimentary in style, and they're all deeply tarnished. Ancient. A lot of things. Nothing has really been in this room for a long time. This room looks to be relatively unfazed.
I've discovered things.
Well, are you okay?
Can I poke my head into the hole?
I also am curious when
Hello?
I hear discover things, so I'm just like.
I'm too afraid to move, so I'm just there like.
How close did you guys get to the hole?
Oh no! I wanted to stick my head into the hole and
I wanted to stick
look
my head
upside
into the
down.
hole.
Oh
I'm gonna
no!
shove the nut in now.
Because I don't hate you. Because I don't hate you guys. Your characters would have not just been like, oh, that man just fell through some rocks. Let me just prance over there. So have you guys take a few. As you guys take a few steps on there, it's less than sturdy. These rocks. If you got directly to the hole, it might be a little more dangerous. It's like a sinkhole. Like when you get near the edges of it, like you might seep into it. So you can be careful and get directly to the edge, or you can like kind of peer in. You can see where the light's emanating from, but you can't directly see Isra.
Oh. Is everything okay?
Yes.
What's down there?
Ah.
You need help up?
No. I think this is a great place to look at things. there are tools and metal down here. I think we might be onto something here.
Do you want us to join you?
Yes, I've lost 1 hit point. That's quite a lot for me.
Is there any
One
other
rock
way?
hit him in the forehead. He's got like a little bit of drizzling blood, but that looks like a lot for this frail.
That's at least more than 10% of my blood right there.
Is there any other like entrance you see, or some sort of way for us to get down there?
That's not
Safer.
falling.
And I'm still frozen just in place because I heard that crack and I'm too afraid to move.
No, do a flip.
With your wingspan, you can touch both walls.
So I'm just holding on.
You could, if you chose to, given the fact that you were 9 foot. Your reach would most likely be close to like 9 to 10 feet. Like with just both, with your wingspan, I'm sorry, would be close to 10 feet. So you could touch both walls and feel like very secure against them and not like directly on the middle rock.
How far down would you say it is?
15? 10?
That's doable. Hey, hear me out. Jump on each arm. As I'm like holding the arms, I'm going to break the floor and then land.
You want me to jump on your arm?
Yes,
You want to do?
both of you.
I'm going to.
So I'm just holding my arms on and they're just like gonna jump on me.
Okay.
I'm gonna jump on the left arm specifically.
Okay.
Oh, very important.
Yeah. All right. Both of you guys have no difficulty jumping on him, and as your weight like, you guys like have that nod
so
of like,
bad.
okay, let's do it. You both kind of like fireman over both of his shoulders.
Just like legs
Exactly
just
what I
kicking
want.
in the back.
Both legs. He grabs on, and as that weight comes on top of you, you do break through the rock that you have here. I'll have you roll me a dexterity saving throw. You guys are fine.
Can I assist by
Hopefully.
molding the earth to be a little softer?
Where's that come up?
If it was a reaction, yes, but
Okay,
you wouldn't have
alright.
been able to like see what the
Yeah.
shenanigans going on the upstairs floor.
Nor would I ever imagine those shenanigans happening either.
I
That's,
hope I don't crush you. I should have thought about this.
I've stepped away from those.
you're about. Well, anyways, he was 10 feet behind you,
Oh,
5
yeah,
to
yeah.
10 feet. So
Yeah.
like, if you fell down, if you even stayed, you wouldn't have been hit.
Oh no. Is it a 1?
It's 4.
Okay.
So you fall. You guys are not going to take any damage, but you will take 1 fall damage, which comes. God damn it! This dice sucks. You take 1 point of damage.
Oh,
Hey.
nice.
You really want to hurt us?
Thank
No,
you,
but I want-
dice.
This is session 1.
I'm only level 1. Be gentle.
I rolled 2 1s in a row on a d6. That's more impressive than most things. 1
Thank
in
you,
36 1 in 36% chance. Or 1 in 30. 1 in 36.
Okay,
Chance.
Poindexter.
I don't want to talk. I'm done. Let's continue. Anyways, you fall into, take 1 point of damage, kind of like, I would say it hurt more, but you get to your knees at this point, and it's very, not very painful. Other than like, oh, I skinned my knee a little bit. Huh, neat. With your god.
Wait, you could have done 6 You could have done 6 damage to me?
Oh my
Oh
God.
man!
That's fall damage, my man.
Yeah.
You're a lucky son.
Wow, that would have.
You're a lucky
That would have rocked your
man.
world.
Yeah. Well, it could have been spicy, but it
Oof.
wasn't.
The dice was kind.
Thank you.
But you
Thank you,
guys
dice
land. As soon as the thunk happens, you hit down, hit your knee relatively hard. Nice, like, oh, that hurt, but you'll live.
Give
You
out
said
one of those like Zelda noises.
a good Roblox oof. You you guys he lets you guys off of them, and now you guys are now you all are starting to see this room with 2 light sources. You have clear enough vision over the shadowing. You can see that this looks like an old workshop. Really strange at best, but not familiar that you guys have seen.
Cal, could you put me down? Like, lower me down and then let me. I don't want to jump all the way down.
I dropped to my knees.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm going to explore a little bit
I'm
around.
gonna do some
Just Francis away.
hardcore investigating.
Okay. So just let me describe a little more to the room for you. So in the middle of the room, you have like a huge 8-foot by like 4-foot workbench. So it's like a 2-side, like you can be working very comfortably from there. About 4 feet tall, roughly. There's like a vise on there with other things, just the small descriptions. And then around you have like lists of like tools and chunks and stuff. Like some old crates that are now quite dusty at this point in time. And then what are you wanting to investigate? What interests you?
I want to investigate those crates. See
Crates.
what's in them.
Anyone else going to be investigating what else is going on?
Yes.
Can I detect magic?
Yeah. So your detect magic is almost up. It's still up, but it's not off yet. It's probably been like five-ish minutes. You pop detect magic. Neither of you detect anything at the moment. No magic is detected immediately. However, you're looking this up. Does anyone else want to? So for stuff like this, for investigation checks and certain perception, instead of having everybody roll an investigation check, I'll have one person lead the charge, and another person can follow. That one person that follows can either roll for themselves, or they can give that player advantage, as if they're a second pair of eyes looking for something. So if someone's like, oh, I'll help out, you get then describe what you're looking for, you roll the d20, or however it's done, and then we'll take it from there. The second person helping does decrease, depending on the situation, decrease the difficulty class for the challenge, because it's with the second set of eyes and different sets of backgrounds, essentially, you'd be able to pick up different things.
I'll help you out. I'm curious. This is strange.
Would you like to roll an advantage, or do you guys want to roll one each?
Run each.
Yeah. One each.
They wouldn't work together. They hate each other.
That's fair. So they like eye each other, and like they're scout in the middle of the room, like I'll.
Like
get
I'm trying
this.
to beat him to it. I want to beat him to like, any like
Oh,
observation he's gonna
Fair
make.
enough. You're now aggressively working over each other's shoulders to find out, like, let's find this thing
The
first.
strange thing is only one of us is carrying a flashlight, so that's interesting.
It's a small enough room to where he has
Yeah.
visual. It would take him maybe a little longer because the way the shadowing's kicking in, you can easily like flashlight in with your stick.
Investigation check.
Mhm.
That's a 18.
Pretty good.
5.
Not as impressive,
Okay.
but
Ooh.
that is all right. As you're digging around, you find like an assortment of tools. You look at it and kind of like the metal is weird. It's not like a regular iron or steel that you're familiar with. It's like it's pretty tarnished. You can't really tell what metal type it is, but it's a older style of metal, at least from your recognition. As you go through, you're starting to dig through boxes and crates, and you're finding like old raw materials. So like you're seeing like pieces of like tin and like some like tarnished tin, tarnished copper sitting about in like ingots, as well as like you find a few other like almost solid like black looking bricks that are well tarnished. You're able to deduce from this that from your familiarity with this thing, that's what you find. I'll get to this in a second. But you find some tarnished bricks, some tarnished like ingots, as well as a few other things of interest like tools that seem different. They look very similar to tinkerer's tools, but they look different in style. Almost more effective, but not something that you're familiar with. If you'd like, I can have you roll a history check on the ingot, if you'd like.
I'm a roll.
Or unless you show anybody. Do you show anybody this interesting little bar?
I'm a roll history. See what happens.
By yourself, you got it.
That's a 6.
Okay. It's a type of metal that you're not familiar with. Maybe if you took off some of the tarnish, you'd figure it out.
Maybe if you lick it.
The shade.
I'm a just like I don't want anyone to see. Can I do a stealth check to try and hide me licking the?
You certainly can. I will have you roll a stealth check, and I'd like the three of you
Absolutely.
to roll. If you're Isra, not you, because you are
All
aggressively
right.
looking in your you're searching your own way.
That's
You're not
fine.
looking, but as you're just kind of like peering about, you're watching this figure, and you're familiar. So both you roll.
What are we checking for?
You check a perception.
That's a 12.
That's an 11.
That is a 5.
5. You're more focused helping out. Isra kind of like look around the room, and you like stare at it. You kind of like look around Blackston and like give it the taste of like I've got it. Like I don't know what this is. Time to lick it. No,
Not
but
a
you
rock.
do notice.
I'm going to walk up to him and I go, "What did you just do?" Don't lie, I
Did-
saw it.
I investigated this rock and it's not a rock. Actually, I figured that out really
Which-
fast.
Okay, hold on.
I didn't roll a history check. Oh, you did roll a history check, right?
Yeah,
It
I
was
got
a 6.
Yeah.
When you tasted it, it did taste like metal.
Good to know.
It has a more metallic taste to it.
Smooth texture, actually.
The rocks was one thing. something completely different like metal sort of alarms me, and I'm worried for you. I'm not going to tell the others, but next time you do it, I will out you. And I have no problem.
We
And I just go, and I walk away. I go back to Cal and I go, this guy.
I just put the ingot down very sad.
As you both are walking about this room and like start doing the full circle of checking this out, you get to the doorway, and when you guys get to that, when you both of you get to that doorway, you weren't paying attention before, but now like in the other room, almost what seems like in the far past the hallway, which is about 20-something feet, you start to feel a magical presence in the other room. As you get closer to like the wall, as you're like kind of like checking out those things. So as you get closer to the wall, you feel magical presence on the other side of this hallway, the small chamber.
Okay.
Do you feel that?
Yes, I do. Do you?
Feel what?
I didn't
What?
know you could. Delightful.
I could what?
What are we feeling?
What are they talking about?
I'm feeling happy.
There's, no, we go ahead and tell them.
In that corner,
What?
there's something.
What kind
what
of
is it?
something? There's many somethings.
Is it like inspiring you? Like, are you feeling
Is
like,
it? Are you? Do you
you
feel
feeling ill?
dangerous?
Are you feeling-
Is it?
Is this
you
magic
feel
emanating
scared?
any sort of aura? Can I roll for that?
Oh no! So you would understand what type of
School, yeah.
You'd understand what type of school it was coming from, and it's the school of enchantment.
There's an enchanted item over there.
I run over.
Oh, what?
I
So
follow close
The
behind.
enchantment is in a different room.
Oh.
It's
Oh, it's not in the room that
behind
we're
the
in?
door.
Oh, we're at the
so
doorway.
like
of
so
the-
you guys are in the room that you guys are in. You're now like in like the top corner of it, and they're in the bottom,
Okay.
where they're like looking through all the stuff where you found nothing. You guys get to the top and kind of like there's the doorway, and as you guys like approach that wall to like look deeper on things, like the shelves that had some of like your old tools and stuff, you then see that there is a like that's where you guys noticed it in the other side.
Oh. Is there a way to get in?
Oh yeah, so there's
There's a
the
door.
walkway right there.
Oh, there's a-
There's a door.
I'm
I just
running
reached for
through.
you like a Titanic moment. I was like, thank you. I appreciate you so much.
Alright.
I run toward the door.
I was gonna
just
say
run.
I'm gonna follow close behind her because enchantment sounds cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Enchantment.
Enchantment.
Is there anything? So when we're in the doorway of the room, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else like? Because since we're going in with the light, is there anything noticeable like other than that in the room?
So when you guys peer through that room, it's another similar chamber, but now as you guys enter in, I'll have everyone roll perception check on this roll, okay?
What do you perceive?
What do I
Oh God,
use?
not much.
6.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Are you serious?
Why
Perception?
am I rolling like
10.
trash?
19.
Oh, child.
Okay.
I can see clearly now.
The rain is gone.
So you lead the charge. Everyone's numbers real quick.
6.
10.
7.
19.
So
Coming from desktop 1B55S.
perfect.
Oh my.
As you guys enter inside this room, you look around, and you guys are starting to peer off and recognize those who had a lower roll, the 10, 7, and 6. You guys are looking around. You start to notice like this room is very similar to the one before, but almost like a manufacturing center. There are things above you that have things that can be hung off of, like you have chains, not like dungeon creepy, like bloody kind of chains, but you see that there are, well actually, you guys recognize that things are similar. Isra is going to be noticing that there's things that you can hang off of in this area. Very much like, what's the name of the movie? First Pirates of the Caribbean, when Jack Black goes into the little blacksmith shop.
Jack
Yes!
Black.
Wait.
Jack Black.
What movie were you
Jack
watching?
Black.
Wow.
Pirates?
Yo, that was
Jack
a whole
Black.
different movie.
No.
Reboot.
Whoa. No, undo. Jack Sparrow goes inside to the blacksmith. Jack Black, Jack Sparrow,
I
blacksmith.
understand.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay,
Okay.
now
You
I'm just
enter
Like
this.
where all the swords are?
Yeah,
So
where all
many
the swords
swords.
are at, and there's the hanging things, and you can see that there's like what you have is a cold forge with nothing in it anymore, and then you have like small chains that are leaning around. There is a doorway, a stairway to the like in the far entrance, or the far side of where you guys are at. There's a stairwell. It's got some cave-ins. You can't, from your angle, you can't see whether or not that it leads up anywhere, or if the cave-in is perfect or it's still there.
Okay.
And then around you, you guys have noticed that there are like chains and parts and pieces of things. You're now starting to recognize that there are like unfinished weapons in this location. You guys see like pieces of just chunks and shards of weaponry, as well as pieces of like pieces of shield. You also notice that there is there are body parts that are hanging very just not inorganically hanging on these chains, and like, yes, you guys can make investigation checks.
Yeah, I didn't know if those are body parts.
What kind of amazing?
Investigation.
Are we all
check.
doing?
You can all roll an investigation. You guys look around on this one.
13.
12.
That's gonna be a 9.
9.
21.
21. You guys all get close to these things, and you as you get get to them, because they're about hanging out about 5 to 10 feet off the ground in these like chain not structure, but like conveyor belt, for lack of a better term. You guys get up to them, and like in your horror of like, please, for the love of God, don't be balanced. Please don't be like a torture chamber. You get up to it, and you see like it's a tarnished metal. The metal itself it's a metal arm, and there's like a metal leg here and a piece there, chunks and bits and pieces of metal, like metal shaped humanoids.
Is the arm like hollow on the inside, or is it like totally full of metal?
It's not like a arm like you'd see this. It's like a structure where you can see like the bone structure inside of the things, and like its hand looks more like a skeleton than anything.
So I couldn't put it on.
No, you couldn't put it on.
Does it have joints?
Yeah, it has. So it's about shoulder. The one that you guys are looking at, there's a couple. There's one leg that's just hanging. It's like very much like a prosthetic leg. Leg is hanging. You have a prosthetic arm that is hanging, and they're all skeletonized. They all have joints. They look like they would. If you, as you guys like get a little closer to it, you can grab it, and it moves. The joints move naturally.
Can I attempt to take one off the hook and have one?
Me too.
They're pretty heavy.
Okay.
You can. Yes, it can be done.
Cool. I would love to take a look at one of those.
Well, look with your eyes, man of cloth. That's easy.
Can you take one off a hook for me?
What's the magic eyes? Okay. I'd like to attempt to take 2 arms off.
Okay. With no particular issue, you're able to like grab it, but it's like hooked on at the top. You jimmy it, you get it off, and it's about like 40-something pounds. The type of metal it
That's
is.
a hefty
Yeah,
arm.
it's about humanoid size, so it's about I'm not going to really roll for that. If you were to look at it, the figure would stand close to 6 feet tall, like if combined, like the legs and the body, the arms.
Can I gingerly just like plop it into his arms?
Yeah. He drops the hand into arm. You manhandle it like it's like a toy, and then drops it in Easter's hand, and you feel about like weight hit your arms.
Yeah, I'm encumbered now.
Yeah. Yes. It's a heavy item.
Oh. I wanted to take one with me.
Are these body where's the body for this?
Yeah, we only see limbs. There has to be.
That's quite
Well, we
morbid.
do still have that thing in the corner we haven't looked
Yeah,
at.
your detect magic blinks off, but yours still maintains because you cast it later.
Right. Yeah.
Well.
There, in the corner where there was less of like a cave-in on like the rock side, there was almost like part of the corner of the room got like smashed in.
Can I
So
walk
it's kind of like a amorphic shape on the top with like rubble and rocks on the bottom.
Can I like walk over to this like rubble pile and like kind of poke it with the end of my halberd? Like,
Yes, you do. You poke it with the end of the halberd, and like
Playing with it.
as you give it a nice little like a poke and an adjustment, through the cracks, a light of blue surges through it. It's not like it's a faint light, but it's just enough to where like you can see it like picking in through the rocks.
guys, I think I found something.
What did you find?
What?
Blue light?
Blue light.
Okay.
Yes. Promise not to lick it.
Okay. So the
He
blue
called
light
you
is
out.
slowly fading in there.
Can I start moving rubble pieces like this?
Yeah, they're about hand chunk size. You start just picking them up and going through. And as you start to uncover rock after rock, you see a familiar arm that you've seen hanging. You uncover more. You start to see like there's a leg, and you start to get the shoulder, and as it like is laying in there, the shoulder is connected to a torso. And as you unpack rock after rock and start digging through this, you see a automaton, a construct, is laying in half covered in rocks and rubble, with a blue light surging from its chest. With your detect magic still on, that is the magic that you were detecting. Was the surging?
Can they see the blue light?
Yes, everyone in this room can see
Yeah.
blue light. The
Okay.
blue light is visible to everyone, and it's now starting to like surge a little bit through, or like pulse through this cavern. Or,
Well, I think I found who these body parts belong to.
Can I tap him or knock on him? It.
yes. So you, as its piece starts to uncover, you start to pull off the parts of the rocks that are like all over its body. So most of its body, other than like its right side, which is deeper into the rock, is still kind of there. As you poke on it on just boop, boop.
Like on its blue light thing.
As you tap the blue light, it starts to the light pulses brighter, and it begins to attempt to sit up in the rock and pull itself.
Rebooting.
I pull a knife on it real quick.
As you pull the knife, as the construct begins to sit up, it has its lights go dark for a short second. Eventually, after a few moments, it stays quietly. After a few moments, the light pulses back, and its eyes flash a light blue, and its chest starts being a flashing light blue as well, to where the light itself almost torchlight emanates, causing this entire room to fill up with a nice light blue that you can see now the shadows of the things on the side. We have now introduced our
Reboot complete.
Perfect. We have now introduced our friend Bott. He is now the 5th member of this party, where you guys are going to be joining us for the rest of the game. With that, we are going to do a few things. First off, we're going to be taking our first official break of our Twitch Slays D&D campaign, where I will discuss one of our first things we're going to do is a giveaway. This is our Twitch Slays D&D masks that we home make here at the house because it's important to stay safe wherever you go. It's dangerous out there. Take this with you. Aha, I made a reference, did a callback. This is what the mask looks like. I'm a huge fan. We designed it ourselves to be as comfortable as possible because we have to wear masks, and I want it to not be discomforting. So that being said, we are going to do a giveaway, very similar to other shows. If you type in, for the break, if you type in Bott, B-O-T-T, into the chat, you have a chance of winning our wonderful face mask. After we find out who wins, we'll announce the winner at the beginning of at the end of the stream, and then we'll get in contact with you and send it off to you. We're going to take our first break now. It's going to be about a half an hour, so 29 minutes and 59 seconds after this. Right after that break, though, we are going to do a tutorial on how to play Bott. Although you guys have seen Bott and you'll be playing for him, you need to know how to communicate with him. So we're going to have a small intro on how you guys can speak for him and how you can use him to play part of the game. We'll be covering roleplay elements as well as combat. So with that, we'll see you guys in a little bit. See you in about half an hour.
Bye.
Bye.
Stop looking raw.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Twitch Slays D&D, where we just finished our first intermission, and we have our first victor of the face mask that we have for the show. The winner is KateCat18. Thank you very much, Kate Cat. We will get in contact with you shortly, and then we'll be sending this off to you in just a little bit. So hang tight, and we'll get a hold of you. All right. With that, it is time to get into a small tutorial. We must cover how Bott speaks. So, for example, I'm going to reread my dialogue choices because this is how it's going to go. One of our warforged has lost some of their memories, and we need your help in guiding them on the right path to this adventure. However, there are a few things that you need to know first about how to communicate with them. For example, Bott, how does one communicate with you?
Throughout the show.
Playing from desktop 1B55S.
Of your screen. Usually, It will ask what emotional state I should be in during social interactions. It is up to you to vote in the chat to help me navigate these scenarios.
All right. For example, there is a little bit of role play involved. So what I'll mean by this is if you look into the chat, you can see that there's something to vote on. And you guys will vote on a personality type or a emotion or a mood that you're feeling. And the bot is going to act in a certain manner that carries out in that regard. So if he is feeling spunky or feisty, he will have certain dialogue choices that come in role play. Let's see. That is how his individual role play works. There are situations in which he will be responding. And Bott, actually, if you want to take away and explain a little bit more about your processes and how it works, go for it. Whenever is fine. He's a little slow. We're still working on personality choices.
My processes can only retain emotional data for 5 or so minutes before it resets, and you vote all over again.
Yeah, so every few minutes, his vote is going to change, and he's going to have a different personality type every few minutes. We'll explain as to why that happens in the future, but no worries for the moment. Now, with a real bulk of matters, I want to cover combat a little bit. So Bott doesn't function the same way in normal combat. Bott, if you want to actually explain how your combat works at first, I think that would make it a little easier.
My programming for combat has remained mostly automated, but my location tracking has malfunctioned. I need you to vote where I move on the battle map and my attack sequence takes over from there.
So, for example, Bott right here is going to be placed with as location, and he has a regular 30 feet of movement. If you go into our about page, you can actually find Bott's character sheet. That character sheet is going to define mostly how he works. He fundamentally functions the same as a regular fighter or a warforged fighter, but he has a few fine ticks that make him a little more exciting. He has the ability to move. He moves regular at the regular style of feet. However, there are a few differences. So you guys in the chat are going to be voting on how and where he moves to. So for example, if you were interested in moving to a certain spot, for example, B10, your bot is going to move up to that many spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfectly 30 feet away is where his placement is going to be. Once he has moved to his location, he's going to take his action. And his action is dictated off two different things. It's going to be whether or not he has an enemy that is adjacent to him, or if he has an enemy that is not adjacent to him. So for example, we're going to make one more move here. And I'm going to place him. If the vote was selected G, numbers are hard, H11, he's going to move down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 squares each. And then he's going to roll on his chart in the D&D Beyond a 1 through 12. He rolls a 12-sided die. Upon that 12-sided die is going to affect how he works. So I just rolled, you guys will be rolling in the future, but I currently just rolled a 6. This 6, what it does is it selects one of his 6 choices. Number 6 is currently a melee attack. We will, is he voting yet? I'm not sure. So he does a melee attack against this thing. Now, if the creature is not adjacent, let's say Bott is here at the end of their turn, Bott is going to roll a similar effect for their non-adjacent attack. He rolled a 8 in this one. This currently is just a ranged attack. So Bott, you as a player is going to choose, or is going to roll an attack, and it's going to come up with a certain number, and we're going to see if we can hit this wolf. Now here's where I want you guys to do your first vote. I am going to place Bott here, and you will have a secondary opponent on the board. Let's place you right about there, actually. You guys will actually be voting. If you guys would like to vote now, if you would like to start a vote on how Bott's combat works, if you, in a regular situation in combat, all of our players are going to be going at the same, or are going individually by their initiative order, and you will have a chance to vote where you want Bott to move to on not your initiative order. So if you can take a vote now in interest about where you'd like to move, let me know, and then I'll show you guys about kind of where his location will be. While you're all voting, I'll be waiting on your guys' votes. With him here, you can make on the decision of if you're adjacent to an enemy or not adjacent to an enemy. The difference is, if you're not adjacent, he is going to make a strike or an attack to the nearest enemy possible. So wherever you guys get placed is where he's going to take his first shot to, providing it's in sight. If there's something he cannot see, he's not going to take that shot. Another point of interest is that if there are no enemies on the board, but we're still in initiative order, he'll hold his action. We wouldn't want you guys to lose your opportunity to attack something, so he holds his action to the closest vicinity, or holds his action, and if an enemy appears within 1 round, he will take that action, whatever it may be, either...
I move to H5.
H5. H5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Bott moves to H5. Bott, if you want to roll that D12 for me.
I rolled a 11.
Okay, so Bott rolls an 11 out of 12. So that is going to be, where are you? It's just going to be a simple melee attack. So Bott, roll me an attack for me, please.
I rolled a 11.
All right, 11 is going to hit on this wolf that you see in front of you. So roll me some damage with your longsword.
I rolled a 2.
Okay, so we're going to include Bott's 2. So Bott has 2 plus its strength modifiers, and it comes to 5 points of damage. Therefore, we're going to do 5 points of damage to this wolf. That is roughly how combat works. However, we're going to do one small change. If Bott was going to be placed not adjacent to this enemy, he would then do the same effects, but he would then do his non-adjacent attack, make the roll, and then whatever it is, if it was the 8 as it was before, it'd be a ranged attack. He would attack this creature. The 11 would have hit because he attacked with his bow, and then he would add his dexterity modifier to this hand crossbow that he is wielding. And you can get all of these stats through our webpage. If you follow down in the About page, you can find Bott's character sheet, and then you can see that and observe that in his actions. I think, though, that...
Once per rest, if my hit points drop below 30%, I will automatically use my second wine to heal myself. I also will automatically use my shield to protect my allies when they are adjacent to me.
Bott will take the first reaction that comes to him. So after his reactions occur, or the first reaction that could possibly be done, either an opportunity attack or his ability to use his fighter's feature to help gain disadvantage on any attack, will happen whichever one occurs before anything else. And this is where it comes on you guys. In the future, we do want to see Bott get better. And through the more people that watch, and the more interest we have in the show, and as Bott levels up, these 1 through 12 charts are going to increase with excitement. For example, he can be put, maybe he makes 2 attacks on a turn in addition to his regular abilities. Maybe, for example, he has a spell thrown in there. Bott's a unique character that is unlike most characters out there in D&D, so that's going to be it. With that, that is going to finish our tutorial. If you guys have any other questions, the chat will be hopefully good enough or well enough to answer those. But let's move forward back into what happened. While this is going on, I'm going to go into a small detail. I'd like you guys to, I would like everybody to start voting on Bott's emotion, because from here on out, we're going to start using them.
Be kind to us.
Well,
I'm frightened.
Asking for mercy is
all
I was
right.
about to take a drink, and that's
Fool's
what Coke
errand.
was back there.
When in doubt, pinky out.
So previously on, the adventure, these 4 were searching through a underground rubble. As one unfortunate soul found a weak spot, because it might appear that the creatures that were gallivanting in this area were a little bit lighter than the folk we have here with us today. We found a weak spot in the floor, not the walls. We found a weak spot in the floor, or at least Israfel found a weak spot in the floor. Israfel.
I heard it and I was like, please, please.
I was not
thank
ready for that one.
Cannon.
Gonna run right into a dragon's mouth. First dragon I see. Right in there.
Not if I beat you to it.
Not if it's a nice
Oh,
dragon.
God.
This odd bunch of adventurers found an old workshop. This old workshop, they're starting to deduce that stuff wasn't new, for the lack of a better term. Everything's tarnished, tools are different than what you're familiar with, and it seems like you found something that someone hasn't stumbled on in quite some time. As they entered the next room, they noticed that there was body parts in the wall. Thankfully, they were not the body parts of a organic remains, but they're body parts of a construct. They fall to magic essence from their detect magic spell they currently had active and realized that there was a warforged sitting and laying in the rubble. With their combined efforts, they were able to take the rubble off of this Bott and give him the reboot time he needed, because he seemed to have been trapped in some small spot for a period of time. And that's where I leave it with you guys.
Did you see? He's rebooted.
Why are you excited? We do not know what this is.
I
know,
still
but
have my
he's
knife
really
like
cool.
right up to him, just making sure that he doesn't make any swift
Hold on,
moves.
hold on, hold on. I don't think he's a threat.
Who are you?
I'm Nova. It's nice to meet you. This is Blackston. This
You
is
don't give
Cal,
out my name.
and this is Isra. We are friends, not your foes. We come in peace.
She
Do
does not
you come in
speak for
peace? I trust him.
Comes in peace.
I have friends.
You have friends too?
What kind of friends?
Oh, we're your friends. Yes, we are your friends.
Yeah, I said we're friends, not foes.
Just met this thing.
I want to be friends with him. He's really fucking cool.
That's new.
Having friends is new.
You don't have any friends?
Yes.
Oh.
We're your friends now.
I put my knife away because I just know Nova's attached to this thing now, and I'm just like, it's happened.
How did you get like this? I have so many questions. What is? Do you have a name? Do you have? I don't know. You're talking.
Computing.
I'm very concerned.
Israfel's going to stand next to Blackstone on this one. I do not trust this robot.
I'm gonna do a hardcore investigate check on this road. Can I just?
File error.
File error.
What's a file?
Memories lost.
You don't have any memories. Oh, that's really sad. What a lonely life.
How
You don't even know your name?
how long was it? I don't think I don't know.
What
how
is
it
a name?
He's like you.
Isra,
Yes?
could you answer this one?
No? We've been down this road. You found a flower and named yourself after it. We're not touching this one.
Okay.
So what do we?
Okay.
I don't think this is the thing that we were tracking. It clearly, it does have 2 feet, but it doesn't have claws, right?
No,
If you'd like to roll an investigation check,
I would
to
love
explore.
to just figure out what this thing is.
Go for it.
That's gonna be a 15.
Where am I?
You are in the ruins of sorts. Does anyone else want to talk to him?
You
I'm
guys
not
can
sure
talk
where we
to
are
him.
either.
When you
We
look at
fell.
him,
That's true.
when you observe him, you do see that his body is of the same metal and the same tarnish that you noticed from the last room.
That he licked.
Yeah, that
You don't know that. You don't know that.
Well, I don't know that.
don't know that at all.
I'm
Of the metal that you did partake in the taste of, it has the same like similarity. And when Bott came, when the construct came out of the rubble, the dust was just slowly falling off of his body. So from the looks of it, from the investigation that you made, as you look closely at this thing, it's been here some time. You've seen Warforged before throughout this world because you've not understand what he is, but the Warforged that he is not something similar to what you've seen before. Most are made out of like an aluminum, like an alloy of some kind, a metal, like a silver or an iron or a steel, but he's made out of something vastly different. If everyone wants, you're the one who's proficient in history, right?
Yes, but I am, but
Would you like to roll a history?
I would love to. I'd also like to know Warforges. I don't know why Israfel's talking to you at the table. Warforges. Israfel knows Warforges don't eat, right? Do they eat?
Need that history check.
Oh man, that's going to be a beautiful 19.
Okay, so you did know that Warforged didn't eat. I just wanted that impending fear to hit you.
Yeah.
But as you look around and make the history check on him, you recognize that he looks different, and his body has a style of like a structure to him that is very classical in style. It's an almost artistic piece done, like of 1,000 plus years of age. As you look close, you can start to see that the metal that he's made out of is a like a heavy bronze, which is why the arms that you held weren't as light as other things. He's a bronze warforged.
Why are you so close to me?
Back up, Nova.
Sorry. Personal space, I know.
What are you looking at?
We're looking at you. We just saved you.
You have a blue light coming from your heart, and I think it's really endearing.
A little bit of gratitude.
Save me.
Can I?
Save me from what?
Is he having an existential crisis?
I don't know.
You don't know your
Bott's
name, but you know what
going.
existentialism is.
How
Yes,
about this?
don't you?
Laxton, why don't you lick him with consent?
I am.
Do you want to
No
investigate him?
consensual licking.
That's so
Well,
true.
I don't need to lick Bott at this moment, so we're not going to, because
Did you?
I don't.
Did
Are
you
you-
do it
are-
already?
I'm not going to lick the mysterious robot where we don't know what it is.
I would like to cast Mage Hand on the Warforge's fingers and see how they move. I want to learn the mechanics of this medic, like how organic is it?
Okay, so you cast Mage Hand. Bott, are you going to let this Mage Hand tinker with your hand, or are you going to kind of pull away? Because depending if he pulls away, it's going to be an Arcana.
Pull away.
It is going to be an Arcana check. I'd like you to roll an Arcana check for me, and Bott, I would like you to roll just a regular Dexterity check, please.
That's an 8.
I rolled a 20.
So,
Mr. Wizard can't do nothing.
so as you cast Mage Hand, the construct looks at you as it kind of like slowly like reaches over for its hand.
So 22 total.
Okay, don't flex.
Just a harder. Just.
If you could backhand a Mage Hand, that's exactly what occurred here. It's just kind of like you kind of pop it off, give it a few extra feet of clearance. It is unable to grab your fingers. However, in the dexterity that it used, you did see that its fingers moved atonically correct to a humanoid.
Thing. We are currently looking for a creature. I know you don't have your memories, but would you like to come with us? And maybe we can help you discover yourself?
Oh, I think that's a good idea.
I do not trust you yet.
What can we do to gain your trust? Because I really want to be your friend.
What is there not to
That
trust?
should be the reverse.
We
he
haven't tried
needs-
to hit you.
Whoa. Innocent until proven guilty. Thank you.
Yes, but that's with like
Well,
context.
he's a robot, so I don't think that he's a real threat, so.
You don't think that he's real?
No, I think he's,
Are
no,
you
I said I
sure?
don't think he's a real threat. I don't think he's a threat. Oh no, I did not mean that. I'm so sorry, I did not mean that.
This
so
is
that you
why
weren't
he
real.
doesn't trust
No,
us.
that's not what I meant.
It is okay.
Thank you. Okay.
Well,
I've never talked to a robot before.
can we help?
I am feeling better just talking to you.
Oh, he's enjoying our conversation. Well, do you need help? Can we maybe, do you need like an oil can
do
of
you-
sorts?
Would you like some?
Yes, I do not know where I am.
Do you want some of your limbs back? Right, his
So
limbs are gone.
he is fully in his body. As he starts like, I don't know where I am, he starts to take his first steps up and helps him. He gets himself out of the rubble, and you just hear the most intense sound of like the squeaking of something that 1,000 years and a crick in the neck. However that line goes.
We'll give you such a crick in the neck.
Thank you. That's the one.
Do you need a doctor? We do have a man of cloth here with us. Perhaps you can heal him.
Oh,
I do not have flesh.
Oh. So there's no healing to
You
be done.
can't-
Perhaps you can
just-
fix him.
Magic.
Magic.
Do you feel pain?
It's a good start.
I don't know.
What is pain?
Wow! How handy!
I
You
asked
should
this-
adventure with us. If he doesn't feel pain, he can't get hurt, right?
Well, he doesn't say that he can't feel it. He
People
just
who
doesn't
are
know what it is.
Oh.
If you're decapitated, you don't feel a lot of pain, but you're still gonna feel a lot of dye.
Can I like kick him and be like, did you feel that?
Oh my god!
Like not like a.
Okay,
like a-
okay.
Attack. Oh.
Don't break him. He's old. He's an antique. You could give him like a nudge.
Or
What
like
do
with
you-
my pole arm. I just want to see. I'm not close to him. So I'm
Don't
gonna be like,
pull the pole arm on him.
no, it's like the back end, like the pole
okay.
part, not the.
Yeah, the pommel, the butt of the thing.
That's the bladey part.
The not bladey part.
The not bladey
poke him
part.
on the other side of the bladey
Can I
part.
just,
They
like,
said
poke
the
him in, like, the
lady
side?
part. Sounds
Yeah, you can.
Or like his shin.
What's going on?
We're not doing that.
Bott, do you want to get touched by a? He does. So yeah, as you do it, you give him a nice little.
Why did you do that?
Because I wanted to see if you could feel, because you didn't know what pain was, and I was curious, and I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yes, I felt that.
Perfect. So he can feel.
Okay.
Well, can someone start a checklist?
Yes, I think I will.
I was going to
Yeah.
say,
Yes,
who's supposed to
yes,
be the
yes, yes,
person
yes.
for that?
All right. So what do we know about Bott so far?
Is that
He's
his name now?
inside
We're
of.
calling him Bott?
No, that's a
Yeah.
terrible name. I don't do names. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We know.
Okay.
All right, so Bott, the
Bott.
Bot, the
I
Bot.
don't think we should
Well,
let her be
let's
in
start with
charge
the
of
things
the
that we
name.
do know,
I'm
and
sorry,
not
but
worry
after
about the things that we don't.
I like Bot.
You do? Okay, Bott with one T or Bott with two T's?
With a
Add
so
some
would
flavor.
that be B-O-T-U-T-T?
No, B-O-T-T.
Then why did you go ooh?
No.
Batoot?
That sounds right.
Batoot?
Batoot?
No, not Batoot. I don't like where this is going. I
You-
feel this is
Well,
This
we
is
know
what
that he
happens
feels.
every time.
yeah. Okay.
We know that Blackston doesn't wish to lick him, which is a plus.
Not yet.
Warforged, do you want to be called Bott with two T's or Batoot, as Cal said?
I do enjoy a good Batoot.
Bot sounds right.
Okay.
All right.
But it is consented.
But consent is key.
Boss.
Consent is key.
Can you see?
Oh, good question.
With eyes?
Does he have?
Can he see with eyes?
I can process.
Okay.
That's
So
basically
as,
seeing.
as Bott, like as you ask that question, you see Bott head on swivel. This construct is looking around and is making eye contact as it delivers its statements to. So you can deduce well enough that those eyes do something,
Okay.
and they are as well lit as his chest core.
All right. Well, we can do what anyone does after they kind of get hurt or not wake up. Can you maybe stretch
Yeah.
a little and?
Do you want to hold my hand?
No,
and
we
I'm a back-
don't.
No. I like step right in front of her. Just,
He can
you
hold
can
your hand.
you
on her
can
shoulder.
stretch on your own.
We
Bot.
could practice walking like a little toddler. You know?
I would love to stretch.
Okay. Well, my idea goes out the window.
Can we all?
doesn't it?
I didn't take one nice big step back.
Give him some room.
Yes, give him some nice, like the little,
The full arm.
the full arm.
So this construct creature begins like pulling itself up off of the rubble, and that's when the sound effects of like the screeching and the lack of oil is really kicking in. It is appearing to move just fine. Like it's moving around, but with each like step, you can hear the grinding of the rust in these joints that have not been used for some time.
Can I make an investigation check to see if there's like any oil in the area?
Sure.
Like a can of oil or
Yeah,
something?
you can
Okay,
look for
Dorothy.
oil.
You're the one that
Shouldn't
suggested
it?
it.
That was a
Oh,
perception.
that's new. I am very noisy.
Oh. Was it investigation?
Investigation.
That's a 14.
At 14, you're able to look around the room well enough to find. You can find yourself some oil that seems to work. Like you go through, and a lot of the like most of them are kind of like dry and empty. But as you're kind of like filling through it, you kind of find one that's like it has a sloshing sound in it, regular oil can
Okay.
thing.
I'm gonna run over. Bott, do you want oil? Do you want us to oil you?
Yes, please.
Please.
I'm so
You can say that in
roll to
other
oil.
ways.
That was a joke. You don't. That roll doesn't need to be made. You
But
are.
it should.
Yeah, that's a persuasion.
Roll me a
roll.
sleight of hand to see how well you can oil.
Might become animal handling soon enough.
Sleight of hand? Ooh, I don't know about
Sleight of
that
hand
one.
or a basic dexterity check, your choice. Probably the same thing unless you're proficient in sleight of hand.
Yeah, it's just 12.
You start to pour like into some of the joints as you start pouring. Bott starts to do some of the joints. They're starting to like slow down the sound. It's starting to get like quieter and quieter. A few spots spill out, get down the arm and try to smear it. It's just a mess at this point. He's looking fine. You got him well enough. A few missed spots here and there, but nothing to worry about. He is not just doused in oil.
Is there still oil left in the can?
That sounds much better. Thank you.
You're welcome.
About a fourth of the can.
Okay, Bott, I'm going to keep this on me, and if you start to squeak again, we can help you out with that, and hopefully your trust begins with us
We should-
soon.
That sounds lovely.
We
I
should,
really like him.
we should probably introduce ourselves to him then, I suppose.
Well, I did tell him all of our names.
Without our consent.
Oh, that's right, you did. Sorry. Just I'm still a little
You
winded.
can't just tell strangers information.
I'm sorry, I got really excited.
You excite a lot, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot.
I'm just really excited to be adventuring and doing all of this stuff that I never got to do ever. So
You're going to get her started on a speech again, and I do not want to go through that another time.
I made a little speech, but I'm just really excited. You waiting on my parade, Blackston?
It's just, we've
But
so many times.
would you be willing to come with us to the surface so that I may get more skilled people to look at you?
We can get your memories back, maybe. I don't know if that's how it works.
Perhaps. Maybe he can drink a potion.
What is a memory?
Memories all alone in the moonlight. Sorry.
What is it to be?
To be or not
Not
to
to
be?
be.
That's the question.
Question
Whether
is
it's
noble
noble
in mind, the
suffer
self-enslaved
sling down
man
as a
is
consequence. Or, sorry.
Consequence.
I don't really want to get into the deep, dark questions.
Well, we can bring you to people who can maybe answer these questions better than we can.
That's very true. Fair.
I'm very nervous about Devin just rolling dice right now.
don't mind me. I'm fine. Carry on. No, nothing happened here.
Bott, do you want to come with us?
Sure. I think I like you. I will go with you.
Okay, great.
I'm not walking in front of him.
Okay, I'll walk in front of him. I have no problem.
I'll
I'll walk next to you, Bott. How about that? We don't have to hold hands or anything, but I mean, we'll get there. Maybe.
I make sure.
This turning into like a weird, I feel like I've read this one somewhere.
Oiled him up.
Oiled him up, holding his hands.
No!
I want to make sure, if they're walking next to each other, I want to be kind of the awkward, third wheel, right behind, but still, indirect, ink.
Is there anything else in the room? Is there another passageway, or are we noticing anything else?
There is another small, almost like a small closet that you saw in the previous room, and this one has a staircase in it with a little bit of rubble. You could, depending on it, you might be able to relocate some of those rocks with the earthmen that one of our party members has. It won't be as challenging to escape this potentially closed off little area.
Well, since he's agreed to come, perhaps we can continue our quest.
How tall is Bott? Just
Bott's around at his full height about 6 feet. 6 feet even.
okay.
Flat feet.
Wow. God, you're still taller than him.
Oils
heard
him
that
down, loves his height, wants to hold his hand.
Blue eyes.
No! I will not allow you.
Can we get a Nova Bott fanfic chat?
I will
I
not allow
need
you
this
to
fanfic.
fuck this robot. I will not fuck this robot.
Can we have the rest noises in it?
Anyways,
This is escalating.
as you guys are contemplating your exit, you guys hear some sounds from. So you start to hear some sounds coming from the room that you were previously in. Start hearing like a
Above us?
in the direction where you guys came from. You start hearing like a skittering
Okay.
sound. I'll have you roll me a perception if someone wants to aid her in this, or if
I'll aid her and
Okay.
I'll give you advantage.
advantage. Roll twice.
That's a 2 and a nat 1. So that's a 4 total.
Something's gonna kill us.
Yeah.
We're fucking dead.
So
Bot?
you're having this conversation, and you all get like a small, like you hear something for a second, and then nothing. You're like, oh, back to normal. Nothing's going on.
All
Alright,
right,
sounds
fine.
pretty
Let's
good to
go.
me.
Let's keep going.
All right, I trust you.
Okay.
Do you think this thing knows how to fight?
I mean,
Does this thing know things?
there were weapons around, so it might be fair to assume that this is just a weapon.
Fair. But why would it be hidden under rubble?
As Bott, roll me a perception check, please.
I have no idea what this
I rolled a 12.
Bot's rolling good.
Bott gets to a 14. So Bott looks around after that question of like, do I fight, and starts recognizing pieces of this room, and starts to kind of like slowly creak around, looking, and starts like digging through a little spot that seems to be familiar with him, reaching into an area, grabbing what looks to be a gladius, a bronze gladius, the same make of his own armor or his own like structure. And in that same like area, he begins digging more and more, and then comes across and finds a shield, of a round shield that is again similar material that he's made from.
Okay.
He grabs in, it links to his arm as if it was meant for him.
Can I like pull off my halberd and point it at him and be like,
Yeah, I'm gonna cast.
Yeah, I think he can fight.
He's
guys.
slowly, he's doing this slowly. As
Okay.
Bott's walking through, he's recollecting some of the area of familiarity and just kind of autopilots their way to certain things, and like recognizes this box or this crate and digs through it, rummages, and pulling a tarnished sword, and then almost indistinctively just placing it on a part of his hip, and then searching more and more, and then finding the shield almost like links to his arm.
I'm just waiting for his like blue light to turn red. Destroy.
What's wrong, friends?
We're friends with Bott. This is so exciting.
I don't think it's
We are friends. Yes.
Okay, well that's off to a great start. Will you protect us?
Oh, I guess that's
If-
a good question.
Friends protect friends, right?
Yes.
Oh,
I will protect you.
Oh,
Bot goes first.
that's so sweet.
Lead the way.
So willing to protect people he just met.
Bot?
But he has no other friends.
I would protect Bott. in a
If he
heartbeat.
makes, say, other friends that want to hurt us,
But we were his first friends.
That's true. He says he doesn't have any friends.
friendship is a
Blackshin.
fleeting thing.
Maybe for you, you lick
Why are you
rocks.
so dark all the time?
I don't mean to
Oh
be.
my goodness.
I'm just a realist.
Well, you look real to me.
While this is happening, I would
good.
like to be checking my religious text,
Mhm.
trying to figure out if my religion would care about this creature. Like, ethically, I don't know how to respond to this thing.
This is getting deep.
Roll me a religion.
Sure, the Church of Ilmater wants to prevent suffering for all living creatures. I don't know if this is a living creature, though. I got myself a religion. I got an 18.
18. So as you scour through your tomes, your tome of Ilmater, and you're looking through it, and you find some resource material that you're familiar with, and you look up those that feel pain. your goal is the goal of your god is to ease suffering in those things possible. Although you're familiar with eating animals and having meats of some sort, you're not mistreating the animals because you do respect the pain that they feel.
Right.
So with the deduction that you have, you would assume that your god would want you to prevent suffering of all those who can feel it. Take that as you will.
Okay. All right. That's some small comfort.
Okay, so what do we do now? Do we continue through the room?
Nova, would you like me to lead the way?
Oh, Bott, thank you for asking. Yes, of course.
He doesn't have any memories. How will he know which way to go?
Well, I can help him lead the way. I can be like a foot behind him or something.
Try like 5 feet at maximum behind him.
Okay. But we can go together if you want. We can go side by side. Everyone else can follow. Okay.
You can stand by my side, Nova.
Thank you, Bart. I appreciate that. Okay. Let's go.
I'm gonna follow behind Nova. I think pretty close. I think I'm getting comfortable with it.
Okay. So
I'll follow last.
you guys
Close to Nova.
start heading in your journey. What's the order is what? Bott, Nova, Isra.
Oh no,
Blackston
the marching
and then-
order.
Yeah.
And me.
So we got our marching order.
Okay.
Instinctually, Bott observes the room once more and recognizes, as a sense of recognition, as with a purpose of programming, begins to march directly up to the staircase, where you find the stairs have been caved in. You got close; it seemed like nothing was really an issue, but now as you get closer, like there's some larger rocks, and you can see where the stone came in, and some of the incoming dirt from around this. Or actually, just stone. There's no dirt here; just stone is digging into it.
Okay.
It can be earth melded as done previously. It is of that ability, but
I'm
don't
kinda just
think
like
I can move that much dirt for this
I'm literally
thing.
just like looking at Isabel. I'm just like,
You can use your shovel
you
to...
can. You want to do a
But-
little shovel magic, you know, do a little, and then you can
Magic.
make the whole
Magic.
magic.
You understand? You understand magic, Nova. It's not just willy-nilly. You have to think about things.
I know.
Who's Willy?
You have to think about moving dirt. That doesn't seem very hard.
You don't have magic, you don't understand. It's
From the
complex.
back of this one,
It's
the
complex.
But does any of this look any sort of familiar to you?
Ah, good question.
Do we recognize his recognition?
you would when
Yeah.
when Bott is thinking, he has the expression of like you see like the computing response, but when programming kicks in, like when he was looking for a weapon of some sort, you could recognize by his demeanor that there was a response where he acted in a certain manner.
Nothing is familiar. I have no memory banks,
That's right. No memory.
Do you know where we can find your
except
memory
for my
banks?
friends.
Except for his friends, you guys.
That is nice.
We're his first
Why are we
memory.
mindlessly following this?
All right, I would like to mend Earth to get the stairways back to where they could be manageable. Is that doable?
Let's see. Roll me a intelligence check on this
Okay,
one.
yeah, that's fine. Well, wait, you know that's a 17.
With the ability that you have, you start to mend some of this corridor, and you push it off to the side. And as you push some of it, another a chunk falls through, and rocks start spilling out, and there begins to see you can see through it now. You've cleared the hole enough where you mended some side of it,
Okay.
but pulled some of the rocks down. So you have half an avalanche of a stairwell and a chunk of entrance stairwell, where you can see from. I'm assuming the light cantrip is still up from your shovel and
Yeah.
your thing,
Yeah,
or you're just gonna keep renewing it.
Yeah.
That's fine. You guys are then able to see inside of it, and you can now see that there's a corridor up there.
I think as a point of order.
Well done, Israfel. You are very talented.
Thank you.
Yeah, man of cloth. His raffle.
It's better. I'm going to remove the rest of the dirt with the shovel by hand, kind of a point of contention.
Do you want me to do that for you?
No.
It's less of dirt, more of legitimate rocks. So as you hit it, as you get your chisel on your way through, more on a rock starting to fall through. If everyone stands like the right side, the rocks clean down this like a small little landslide of like pebbles and gravel as it slides its way down into it, and clears up a way to where a party of your size can get through.
All right.
Well, Bott, lead the way. Why are we following this? He doesn't remember anything.
All right. As Bott heads up those stairs, do you guys all fall in order in sequencing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
As you head up those stairs, you come across a small, like a chamber. As you enter up, there's a chamber inside of here where you can see like it's a foul smell, as familiar as before. But there are small little like skins. The skins of certain creatures have been stripped of and placed in corners of areas, and they're almost like small, like 4-foot bed-looking things. So it has assortments of hay stuffed in there, as well as like other softer things on top of like a very untanned goat hide, as well as untanned other forms of hide.
So what you're telling me, this room is flammable.
There are elements,
I'm kidding.
there are elements of this room that could catch fire. That is possible. Yes.
The robot's the only one who would survive. We have to breathe.
But you guys enter through clearly enough, and you see where it looks.
I don't have
what
to
has to be
breathe.
about four like makeshift-looking beds, and then there's about 2 different hallways that lead to directly in front of you, and to your right.
Wow, look, there's a bed for each of us.
These aren't our beds.
We are not going to
Well, we
live
can check
here.
Can I
Yes.
investigate?
Yeah.
Sure. What are you interested in seeing?
I want to investigate the beds, see if there's like any belongings or.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of want to do
like-
the same.
Okay, yeah.
Investigate the bed, see like kind of like how they were made, when they were made. All
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
I just want to let all the fanfic writers remember. She just said there's beds enough for all of us. There are 5 people. in
There's
this
4
party now.
beds!
There are 4 beds. Go ahead and continue your investigation rolls or whatever the hell you guys were doing.
I got
just
an
wanted to point that out.
You got an 18.
I got 18.
Cool. Thanks.
Nova, Bott, we ship it.
Apparently there are ship names happening.
Not.
All right, Israel.
That's what it
relax.
should be. Not.
What am I doing?
Can
Investigation.
you not?
6.
6. You're looking through, and you're more appalled by the scent of these beds. If that's what you call something of this nature, you're looking through them, and you're starting to pick out small little like things. So you look through, and there's like little bones that have been like, some bones. There's bones to like from what would seem to be food from their like hunts. Some things have actually had carvings into them. Something looks to be like there's trinkets, like small. You actually come across. Not particularly like a small little dolly, but like a small like little toy, like a small like almost like a wooden, like a
puppet.
A totem?
but kind of, yeah. It's a solid wooden figure that has been carved, crudely carved out of like a stick or something, or sort of like a small like branch.
How many?
Roughly
D&D
like
mini.
6 inches in size, little arms. It's a
D&D.
crude figure, nothing crazy about it. And then you guys find other small little like knickknacks and trinkets of sorts. Like you'll find a piece of this, and you'll find a spoon somewhere that's shiny, buttons and like broken jars and things that have shiny purposes.
I would like to do a history check, see if I can't identify this culture, possibly.
Okay.
All right.
Whose bed was a 6-inch figure in?
That's a 22.
22. So you identify a lot of these as these aren't ancient figures. These aren't ancient things.
Okay.
The stuff that you have, like the wooden figure, as you look a little closer at it, you realize it's just recently made and carved. Looks like it had some like dirt on it, like it's been stepped on, like onto the mud. The other broken pottery is modern stuff. Modern in the sense of like if Link were to walk into a room and just smash every pot in there and just take the shards of it and call it a day. That's what you're looking for. You're not seeing like ancient historical pieces. You're looking at like some crude, unglazed pottery that you'd see from like the local towns. One.
All right. This might be our group of thieves.
Well, have we decided that they're thieves?
Well, they've taken pottery and possibly sheep or goats from the town.
But
Yeah,
what
but do
kind
these
of?
thieves have claws?
Yes, what kind of thieves
Yep.
steal shiny trinkets but also eat goats raw
Like,
and
Humans.
leave
got a
carcasses?
point.
Not the raw thing. Calm down. Calm down. We don't all just eat berries.
Okay, Israel.
It's right.
So I propose.
Bott, roll me a perception check. Continue on, you guys. Carry on.
I propose.
I rolled a 11.
We set up a bit of a trap for the fellows here, and we talk to them, and we say, "Hello, please stop stealing things. Would you like to come to the village with us? We can set you up with the church, and you can become a part of society."
The church can't fix everything.
Everything was good except for the church part.
In the
because
distance, Bott,
forcing
you
religion.
start to hear like a slight, almost like hissing sound. Not like a very aggressive, but a very inquisitive, like. So you hear the sound of two things hissing back and forth to each other with a very like indescribable, like a hiss is the best way to describe it. Can't really make out what it is or how far out it is, but you hear it coming, like echoing through the halls a little bit.
All I'm saying is they have some form of culture in the form of totems.
Do you hear that?
What?
Hissing.
No, I didn't roll perception. That was Bott.
Oh, that was Bot?
That was
Bott.
Bott.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were saying it was
No, Bott.
Just kidding, I don't hear a damn thing! Tell me more!
It's like when a dog's like ears perk up,
But he's a robot. His ears can't perk.
but he can.
If they have a culture, it means they can be reasoned with. So
I hear something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Get
thanks,
your
Bot.
weapons
What do
ready.
you hear?
weapons ready.
I want to fight.
Okay,
whoa,
Bot.
Bot, we just can't solve everything with violence.
That's true.
Yeah, some people
I'ma
wanna
hide.
solve everything
Bott,
with
you
violence
don't,
on others.
Bott, you don't have like a good feeling about this? Is that why you want to fight, or you just want to fight because you haven't fought in a really long time?
Itch it. He's got the itch.
I will protect you.
Protect us from
I will
what?
fight it.
Fight it.
Oh.
But
What
what?
is it?
I don't understand.
What
What do you
is
hear?
it?
I just like
You
nervously
all-
pull
you
my
all
halberd
now
out.
start to hear like a hissing sound coming from the hallway to your right. There's two hallways again, one directly in front of you, and then one to the right of where you guys are at. And there's like beds in each corner. As you look to the right, or as you can't see anything, but you start to hear the sounds getting a little closer, like little like not slithers, but like little pitter patters in the stonework that you guys are walking on. Like little just slightly.
I don't like that sound. Can you hear it?
I think it's whatever was bedding in this room.
I think we do have to be prepared to fight.
Okay.
I'm just gonna pull my halberd out and just kind of like.
I'm
ready
gonna
myself.
take. I'm actually gonna hide if I can. I'm gonna hide in like a little spot. Keep hidden.
Can I? Can I go up to the where we hear this hissing and like the pattering coming towards us? And I'd like to use my talk to animals and be like,
Please tell me what animal you think you're talking to.
I don't know, but we'll find out if we can understand me.
I'm just gonna start shouting horse down the hallway.
No,
and see
I'm
what
just
happens.
gonna go. I just want to. I'm just implying that, like, I speak they understand me. I just can't understand them.
Yeah, we're in the same situation already. We start to keep speaking common down the hallway.
Well, I'm just ruling out that it's
What
not.
do you say, Cal?
There are 37 of us, and we can hear you hissing. Who are you? Show yourself.
I have also brought literature.
I will fight you.
Bot!
Can I just like shove by? Like, shut up.
So you hear it go silent for a second. It goes silent for one moment, and then like you hear the hissing sounds continue, and like the pitter patters begin to continue louder. Except now, from that volume, you actually hear a set of more coming from the far hallway, as well as your say that was north, your eastern hallway as well. So you now have one to your top right, or top, and then the right of the two hallways in this corner area is now approaching you. I'm gonna have everyone roll initiative, please.
Oh,
You said we weren't fighting this session.
Well,
He's a liar.
It's feeling spicy, and that's
Yeah.
how it's gonna be.
Bott just wants to
I'm
smack
going to set the
everything.
stage real quick. Give me 1 moment.
He's been oiled
can I
up.
at least
He's
get
ready
my
for
hide
battle.
action?
He's like a
hide before-
gladiator.
You did say you wanted to hide, so you'll be roll me a stealth check when you get the chance.
All right. Well, I rolled 3. I'm gonna say my roll for 3 is initiative.
Oh no.
I would just like to take a moment to speak about Ilmater. He cares about all who suffer, and those who cause suffering will, in turn, receive the suffering they have doled out.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
What is it? No.
So the room you guys are going to be in.
Oh my
He
god,
said,
I'm
"Let
really
me flip."
Starting to
scared.
form it a little bit better
Bot, protect me.
Wait. All right. I'm rolling my stealth check right now.
I'm telling you guys right now, if it's goblins or something, I'm gonna.
That's
try to
a
get their
20
soul
not
saved.
net.
Nice. Write it
Let
down.
me help you.
Keep it in the noggin.
My initiation.
Do not worry, Nova. I will protect you.
What about me?
Bot's got my back.
Does Bott
I
not
say?
trust the rest of
Okay. Well, I
us? You
don't.
held a knife up to him.
If you see something you don't trust, which might possibly hurt you, you may have a little bit of hostility.
So if you trust it, you lick it? Got it.
One day, you're gonna be so.
Lick me? No, thank
I
you.
thought that promise was gonna be. One day
You're
I'll
gonna be
lick you.
so glad that I licked something.
Nova was the first one to be nice to me. I would die for her.
First friend.
What's the ship name? What is
And
it?
that's why
Not.
kindness
No,
goes
Novat.
a long way.
Novat.
Not Bova.
Bova.
Oh my god.
Boban.
Bova.
That's when you're involved too, Cowman.
Oh no.
This is all so.
Bott. Is there anything I can do to be in your good
Ooh,
graces?
we're really setting the stage.
Be nice. Treat people with kindness.
I have been kind to Bott.
I'm the one that's been talking to Bot the most.
You're nice to everyone.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Yeah.
And it gets you killed.
Yeah.
She's not dead yet.
Yet.
All right. So I will start doing initiative orders in just 1 moment. So
Wow.
what was the stealth roll for me, Blackston?
It was 20 not net.
Okay. So it was it was a dirty 20, so that's pretty good. So
Dirty
I'm gonna
20.
have you.
I rolled a 16.
And I rolled a 15.
Does that include the modifier?
Oh, I didn't get my modifier.
No, that's for stealth. So I'm gonna have you stealth.
Well, no, I meant for my initiative. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So let me get everyone's initiative right here real quick.
My good sir. Oh, sorry.
All right. I'm going to list it like such. Okay. So between 25 and 20. DM's mic is out.
Currently, Devin's mic has been cut off, so we're going to DM it. All the goblins show up, convert to
My
Ilmater,
battery's on.
and
my,
we
is there
all
something
go out
issue?
for pizza.
What
It's
is pizza?
delicious.
Pizza.
Yes, it's fantasy
What is
pizza.
pizza?
It's delicious.
Fantasy
it's made. It's
pizza.
got good berries on it.
Picture this.
Okay, wait.
Give me a pick. Go for it.
Oh no,
Okay, let me know if I'm
I just
having
wanted to
anything.
set you up.
Okay.
I'm just going to continue the logistical stuff. Anywhere between the initiative order 25 and 20.
Oh no.
Okay, no, all right. Between 15 and 20?
15.
Does that include the modifier?
Yes.
Okay. So Bot rolled a 16. So
That's my king, going right before me.
It's
It's kind of a gag, but it's also
love
like,
it.
watch, everyone's gonna make it so serious.
on the table on the right.
Israfel got an 11.
11, you got it.
Israfel.
Israfel.
It's
Israfel.
All right.
It is you,
Israel.
Israfel.
It's
Hello.
raffle.
Got us an 11. Who else? So we have an 11. Blackson,
6.
6. Cal. All right.
With your modifier though?
I don't have a modifier.
Oh boy.
Poor little
I
boy.
said
I'll
without a
go last.
modifier.
It's fine.
That's fine, yeah. I'm not going to do anything this round.
It's all good.
You're doing
All good.
wonderful with that initiative order.
Let me go look on D&D Beyond and see what I can do for my move.
We're not sponsored yet.
I know. Not sponsored.
Okay, so
But
E and
would
E.
love to be.
Eons.
Can we get sponsored by, like, you know, Pennzoil? We're gonna get you like a a little bot mini and just oil them down every show.
Oh God.
to start.
Oh God. Why? Why have I done this?
I can't believe you've done this.
Israfel, what is your dexterity modifier?
My dexterity modifier is going to be a 1, I believe.
All right.
Look around, look around.
Yes, that's correct.
Got it.
You're lying right now.
Blackston and Cal at the very party to the party. Okay. All right, so we have all of our players are active. Where do you guys? Oh, let me pull you guys up real quick. Where do you guys want to be roughly? I know you can't see it yet, but we have Bott, who is most likely is going to be closest to the door here. Oh, that's going to be tough for you guys over there to see.
Sorry.
Bott's going to be closest to the door. Who is adjacent to when all this is going on? Blackston has made his way to hide. This is where the stairs are, right on this side here.
I should be next spot because I was yelling
Okay, yeah.
into
that's
the hole.
true. You're next to Bott?
And I'm next to good old Cal there.
All right.
Oh,
Behind him.
I'm on the other side of Bott.
Okay. So you are, just to let you guys know, these are going to be the doorways.
Oh,
These-
okay.
These two pillars here are the doorway entrances of where you guys need to be. What's going to happen is you guys are going to see a kobold rush in right here, another kobold rush in
It's
right
almost
here.
like we trained for this.
and then another-
Probably the same fucking kobold from that one time. That one that got away.
Remember that one time at band camp? There was a cobalt. No.
All right. So actually, didn't see people
I
else,
went to band
but
camp. I knew
here
what it was
is-
like.
There we
Yeah.
are.
Okay. So, a little bit off the, I see it. Okay, we're actually going to slide everything down like a square. For technical issues. I'm still they probably can't hear me. Yep, that's
Oh,
sure.
well, they can hear me.
That's good. Okay,
Tell me more
so
about
these two right here, these two things are going to be the doors that are entering between two of the things. All right. And this is also the entranceway. These are the 4 beds. They're all in each corner. Each one has like a little pile of junk next to it. And we have Blackston tucked away in the corner. And here we are.
Thank you.
Thanks, Zach.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Zach, everybody.
Thank
What was that? 20 of you saw it. Okay.
Can we get some hearts in chat for Zach? Thank you.
Please.
Hearts for Zach.
Hearts for Zach.
All right.
Can we get some starfish in chat for Zach?
It's an inside joke. Y'all wouldn't get it.
My God.
But I can't explain.
I'm just kidding.
You can't explain.
So they rush in. The first initiative order is going to be our friend Bott.
Lovely.
Bott didn't have as much time to vote as hopefully as before, but Bott, feel free to make your first action. Where do you want to go?
Yay.
Whenever you have the chance. But so as you guys hear, the sounds of hissing has like made its way there, and the clattering has occurred. They have made their way and pinched you guys from both entrances. You saw that's most likely what you were assuming when it comes down to the sounds that you were hearing. By yelling at them, the dialogue choices have changed substantially, and they have heard you, and it's no longer they're aware of your presence.
That's fine.
Okay. All right. Distraction. Bott's gonna be the first one up. Bott, do you have a location for us where you want to move?
Please be kind.
Bott, Bott, Bott.
He's gonna defend Nova with his life.
Yeah, apparently.
I know.
He
I
said
was
he would
like,
die for me.
Jesus.
K6.
K6. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see how close this is. Right next to. Man, I have the least effective fingers right now. I cannot seem to grab this at all. Okay.
Yeah.
Bott, roll me a d12 to
Need
see
some
what
oil
your
for his
attack is.
fingers?
Oh, he's right by us.
So he is not adjacent, so he's going to be rolling. He's not adjacent attack. Feel free to roll 112.
He's gonna protect us.
He said he'd fight for us.
I rolled a 9.
9 for that is going to be it's just going to be a regular range attack. So he's going to shoot his crossbow. Roll a d20 for crossbow. See if you hit.
He's got a crossbow?
He's got a hand crossbow as well.
It's
I rolled a 11.
All right, 11
King, go
plus
off.
your
Go off,
attack
King.
modifier is going to put it up to a 15. 15 is going to hit the little creature, the closest creature. So the closest one is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But to the side of Cal's large structure, you just kind of aim it and then place the shot, hitting the kobold on the left for 1 shot. This one right here. roll me damage. It's going to be 1d6 plus your modifier.
Yes, Bott.
Go off.
Let's go.
I like how you said my large structure.
You're 9
You've
feet
owned it.
tall.
Congrats.
He's,
Yeah, I put a
he's massive-
structure. I'm
he's a massive
She's
kid.
a brick.
House.
He's
Alright.
mathematic.
All right, Bott, we are...
I rolled a 1.
Ooh, not the best damage out there.
I don't think we should kill them yet. This is fine.
So...
Stop
Everything's
trying to
fine.
convert everything.
Bott takes his, like, he leans and glances to take a shot and fires. He's successfully able to hit one of the kobolds. However, he hits it right on like the side of the shoulder, enough to where you saw the damage and it's causing some bleeding. But the kobold is it's still alive and is hurting, but it's not dead yet. So I have that marked. The next person that's going to be up in initiative is going to be Nova.
Okay.
What is the plan?
Okay, where am I on the screen?
You are the one right here in M5.
M5. Okay. And where's the cobalt? Is it right in front of me?
There's two. So there's two kobolds up here at the top, and there's two kobolds here at the bottom. You're within range to hit all of them with an Eldritch Blast or something. You can see them.
I'll do an Eldritch Blast.
Which one?
Oh gosh. The one in the right. What is it?
The one that was already damaged by Bott, or the one that's up here?
Oh.
There's two down here, and there's
you
two
know what?
up at the front.
I'll do the one damaged by Bott. I'll help him out.
Okay. So shooting the one damaged by Bott, roll me an attack damage. Attack roll, please.
Oh, that doesn't hit. That's a 4 plus whatever, and that's not good.
It might. Hey, you never know.
You watch where
That's an
Bott was
8.
just slightly off target, but was able to make a shot. And you go for it. And you shoot and blast, and you hit the side of the wall and have like some of the stone just shattering off, causing a rippling effect, but unable to hit the target.
Sad. Okay.
All right. Next on the initiative. Oh, sorry. You want to make a move or?
I think. Is there a cobalt behind me?
There's two up here there's two at this entrance and two at this entrance, but there's none like directly behind you.
Okay. I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm good there.
Hanging out? All right.
Yeah, I was saying.
The two kobolds are actually going to take their turn, moving next to the big guy, seeing him, and they're going to make 2 strikes at you, both with advantage because they have tactics.
Oh.
Good luck.
Okay, this one's probably going to hit. Okay, it's a good thing about the advantage.
Look how he's like appreciating. Like it's a
Nope.
good thing that had an
It's a
advantage.
good thing that happened because the first one is going to be a 23 to hit.
Hey, I think that hits you.
I think so,
The second one is going to be an 11 to hit.
I'm 11 armor class.
That's going to be, well, I didn't have hit, but we have 2 hits. It's going to be-
Why are you
Good job,
clapping?
kobolds. Good job. There's tension now.
There's-
Yo.
No! Alright, so it's...
I mean, there was tension before when she was oiling up Bott.
They were going to bet.
So the first one's going to come up to you with its little club, and it's going to hit you upside the... Right, it doesn't reach your head. It's only able to hit you in like the gut. So it gives you like a gut shot, hitting you for about 4 points of damage. Second one comes in, seeing the gut shot was effective, and hits you right in the gut, except like probably a foot lower. It doesn't feel good.
Obviously.
Only 2 points of damage, though.
Oh, only 2.
Yeah, did not roll well on that one. Okay, those 2 make their attack. This one is going to go 1, 2.
Oh God, there's more.
1, 2, 3, 4. Seeing this one, yeah, one's going to attack Bott with a tactics as well.
No.
Bott's got a huge AC though, so I don't think. It's
Okay, good.
Must be nice.
However, it's going to come up to. It's not going to do the damage. Bott's got an AC at 19. The kobold's going to attack with 13, and the attack with advantage is not going to hit. However, the other one is going to be making an attack on Israfel. Not at advantage. She's going to go to the squishiest looking dude.
Well, that's me.
It's going to be 17 to hit.
Hey, you know what? It's crazy you mentioned that. My AC. Yeah, all right. Did you say 5?
I believe it's going to be 5.
Good job,
points
kobolds.
of damage.
Good job.
Yo, this is the first fight, and we're getting fucked.
It's all right.
Is
Fine.
it? Is it?
We got it.
Did you say 5 points
5
of damage?
points of damage, please.
Okay.
Taking into no consideration that I said there was 37 of us.
Where are you at?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
They're ready to take
That
the
will be the kobold's turn. Israfel, it is your turn now.
Well, we're in their home. This is where they sleep.
Is this an internal monologue?
Yeah, I'm just
Lovely.
going to justify it. I'm going to cast Sleep in a 20-foot radius where I am.
Okay. Okay. Roll the dice.
All right. So to cast Sleep, I think I roll how many dice?
5d8.
I roll 5d8.
That's scary. I'm not ready for a nap.
Is that on every
Oh
creature?
yeah, would it be?
Yes.
Yes, so we all have to roll
I believe
again.
it's creatures of your choice, right?
No, it's 16. It's creatures with the lowest hit points first.
Oh, okay.
So 16. So 16, 8, whatever. So it's going to affect up to 16 hit points. So any
With the lowest HP.
Yeah. Oh.
Lowest HP, max HP, or lowest HP remaining?
Let me take a look.
But they're gonna be like,
No,
well, that
no,
was
no, no, no. You guys are fine.
Oh.
Isra, who just took a couple hits, is about to take a nappy nap.
Fucking
So
no.
only affects the lowest, the one lowest?
Starts with the lowest HP.
Starting with the creature that has the lowest current hit points, each creature affected by this spell falls unconscious until the spell ends, the sleeper take damage, or someone uses its action. Okay, so it is me first.
So what's your health at?
3.
Oh.
Actually, simultaneously, you and this kobold go night-night.
Okay.
Oh, no.
So there's still another 10 HP there.
So yeah, there certainly is. And then
The other kobold has more than 10 HP?
No, 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 no. So those two, you and them go out. That's a total of six remaining HP, and then the closest two. So I'm actually gonna roll a die on this one to see which the answer's gonna be odds, evens, or odds, evens. Odds.
We're in their bedroom. It should be comfy for them.
I hear that.
It's comfy for you
Uh,
too, apparently.
Odds, evens. So you, these two, and that one fall asleep.
Hey, you're welcome.
Oh, I
Good
didn't
night.
I didn't fall asleep.
So no, you're fine.
Oh, thank
It's gonna take it's gonna hit the lowest ones first. So
Yeah.
hit the one kobold and hit with the lowest HP. It then hit the other two kobolds, so they had 5 HP remaining. And then and it's not gonna hit anybody else. It's gonna be a total of 16 exact points. Putting
Nice.
night for 4 characters.
You're welcome.
How
Yes.
long does that last?
A minute.
Oh, okay.
It's a comfortable sleep. You cast it as you pull out your staff. Tap tap.
Sleep.
Night night. You are asleep as well as the other 3. One is not asleep.
Oh, I'm
it's
gonna
going
give you
to be
shit for this when you wake up.
Blackson, it's your turn.
My turn now?
Oh man, I can't object to you murdering now that I'm asleep.
Alright, well, we're gonna do. How can I make it to that one kobold that's asleep on the floor?
Don't kill him.
Yeah, you could make your way to that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking stab him in his sleep.
Whoa!
1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh,
5, 6.
the
You're able to get there
problematic.
to him. The crates are just as a standby for their random belongings that are in small piles. You're able to get through it relatively easily. You're gonna actually have advantage on the attack for 2 reasons. One, sneak attack, and secondly, he's prone, so melee attacks are advantage when prone. So roll for an advantage attack.
Alright. That's gonna be 24, so.
Okay, 24 hits.
Alright.
Roll damage with your
Does it really
sneak
affect
attack.
sneak
and
attack? That's 9.
This poor thing that just found itself nice and comfy on the floor gets skewered between it and the floor. As you go down and do the very dramatic scene of a plunge through, you hear the sound of your blade hitting the stone as it chinks against the stone beneath it.
He did wake up though after taking damage.
For one moment,
He woke up dead.
and then
Happens to the west of us.
Poor guy.
What?
The we too.
that is going to. He has now been deleted off of the map.
Deleted.
He is deleted, and then there is that's gonna be your full movement as well as your action. That brings us to Cal. It's your turn. Bott, you're on deck, so start planning out what your attack's going to be.
So there's 2 behind us that are still awake, yeah?
There's 1 still awake, 2 are asleep, and the 2 that are asleep are directly in front of you. There's 1 awake in front of you, and there's a sleep one in front of you as well.
Gosh. So lovely. This is lovely. I would like... Can I rage, please? In spite of getting hit in the gut?
That woke me up.
That was quite the raging sound effect.
Whoa.
However, that's canon. It has to happen every time. You're now raging. What would you like to do with your?
I'd like to take my hefty halberd, my girthy halberd,
Yeah.
and strike the one that's in front of me. That's
Alright,
awake.
The awake one. All right, roll an attack for me, please.
15.
15.
Yes.
15 hits. Roll damage, please.
Nice.
I'm gonna be honest. I think your rage modifier and your strength modifier alone kill this thing.
I hope so.
Holy shit.
Oh. I gotta re-roll that, huh? It's like right there.
Also, is your damage a D10?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
I need to re-roll that.
He's a fucking
Okay, bad boy.
beast.
Oh wait, wrong dice.
Yeah, the 12 on
Oops,
the D10
oops,
is a
sorry,
little suspicious
my bad. Oops. Wait, where is it?
What's the shape? I don't
It's
even
the
know.
percentile dice that we were all freaking out
It
about the other
looks
day.
like a
Yeah.
jewel.
Well, I mean, you're
This
gonna
one,
figure
yeah?
that.
I
I don't
all
touch
look
those
like
with a
jewels.
10-foot pole.
This one. That one.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
10 sides.
Blessed.
Crazy enough.
Who knew? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 10. 11,
Yep.
yeah.
7 plus. Is
Three.
it, what'd you roll?
7.
So you roll a 7 plus your rage modifier plus
2,
your
3,
strength
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah. With the massive weapon that you saw, after getting hit in the gut and having a very displeasurable moment here, your friends or two, you like immediately look down at the 3-foot figure in front of you and just take your your halberd and just slice him. Before you could look down, before you like acknowledge, you just give a nice like short check to him with the blade. He has now moved back about 5 feet from damage, and he has been successfully severed.
Lovely.
Wow.
Disembodied like the goat you guys saw before.
Lovely.
Don't
hurt my
karma.
goats.
That's
Sentient?
just
The other's a
karma.
farm animal.
This
It's
one's
not
a
even
big
one
off
that
the
was
map.
sleeping or the one that was
All right,
awake?
Bott. So
They're all
actually,
asleep now.
you're on deck. Cal, have you moved? Do you want to make a move, or do you want to stay where you're at?
K6.
Your decision has been decided. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're staying exactly where you are. All right. It's going to be an attack. Roll a d12 for me.
It was asleep.
I rolled a 7.
Oh?
7? I think it was a 7.
I heard 7.
Yeah, I heard 7 as well.
T. No.
So, all right. So we're going to roll 7. That's going to be an adjacent attack. It's going to be just an attack. Roll me a d20 to see if you hit. It's at advantage, Bott. So
I rolled a 16.
Roll the second one just to see if you crit.
I rolled a 19.
Oh, close, but not quite the crit. You are successful at hitting this incapacitated creature on the floor monster. Roll me a d8 for damage.
He said he would protect us.
I rolled a 4.
It was asleep.
Roll the 4. So 4 plus your strength modifier is going to be enough. From visualizing what Blackson did with his dagger, you recreate the scene on this one right here. After the occurrence you had, you take the blade, and then you hear that same similar chink of the blade going through flesh and hitting the stone underneath it.
I give him a nod, just like,
You're all monsters.
okay, maybe you're cool,
You're
Bott.
asleep.
Cool.
I'm so glad of it.
He's having a fever dream.
I'm going to wake
Nova,
up covered
actually,
in blood.
Bott made his action and move. Nova, it's going to be your turn. You're
Okay.
currently placed right here. You can
Wake me up.
Are
Wake
there
me up inside.
are there any kobolds that are awake, or are they all asleep?
No, there's only one remaining, and that one is asleep.
Does he have disadvantage on dex saving throws?
Yes, they do. They do have disadvantage in dex saving throws.
I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame is going to cast. I'm going to roll a.
Why are you shaking your head?
I'm going to be honest. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it would auto succeed because they're incapacitated for a dex save. But it doesn't matter because they failed anyways.
Sick.
So roll me 1d8 of Sacred Flame damage.
You make friends with
That
birds.
is an 8.
You make friends with robots. Sure, kill the sentient creatures.
So you take your Sacred Flame and you focus on the kobold that you missed before, because it is that one, and you focus on it as the sacred flame, the celestial flame engulfs it and just flushes him out to where now the entire body is charred and is no longer breathing in the manner that was sleeping before.
I killed him.
He's done.
Baby.
So all of the kobolds have been vanquished.
Yes.
So that was about 2 rounds worth. That's about, we're going to finish this round in verbal, so that's about 12 seconds of this minute. So Israfel has about 48 seconds before they're going to be woken up by their own daisy slumber.
Or you could wake me up.
Inside.
Is there
Can I pick him up and tuck him into one of the beds?
Oh my god.
Yeah. I would say this would be a contested check, but due to their incapacitation, if that's a word, it's not. You're going to easily pick him up and place him here.
And then I just want to tuck him in.
Thank you.
You roll the uncured hide back over him and really get the whiff of that
Musk.
that musk.
X.
All right, that's going to be it for combat. All things have been finished up. I'm going to clean this off, and we no longer need the battle map. Thank you very much.
Wow, you guys, our first
Congratulations.
battle.
You've murdered 4 sentient
You're
things.
asleep.
There's gonna become a moment where you're being attacked by someone,
Hey,
and you're gonna be like, "Hey,
We
someone
can
help
take a
me!"
moral high ground. That is the quietest this room has gone.
If you guys don't do anything in the 30 seconds left before he is asleep, take about 15 seconds to like, oh, here you go, nap.
Does this count as a short rest?
Short rest is an hour long.
Okay.
Can
A
I get
very
like
short rest?
Can I get like charcoal or something and draw a mustache on him?
There's no charcoal
Something
unless
that's
you have it on your person. You look
Nah, I
around
don't
real
think I
quick, first glance. Kobolds don't like the lights. They wouldn't have a fire. That's why they tend to eat things. You guys would know this by now from like the stories of them. They eat things raw because they don't like fire. They don't cook their stuff.
Gross.
Yes.
Oh.
Nova, you shouldn't have put yourself in danger like that. I said I would protect you.
Thank
Do you
Bott,
not
but-
trust me?
No, of course I trust you, but I've always really wanted to adventure and like defend for myself, and I don't know. I think I kind of was in the moment. I apologize. I'll let you protect me the next time. Just.
Bott,
Let
she
me know.
isn't just someone. She can protect herself.
But I mean,
Nova gets into a lot. She'll go head first into anything, and
That's
I mean
true.
anything.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to get used to that.
I just. Why don't you like me, Bott?
Isra has now woken from his slumber at this point in time.
good morning.
Good morning.
A little groggy.
Enjoy that nap.
Why am I sticky? Why am I sticky?
Why are you sticky?
Is this blood?
Yes.
Oh, you took some damage.
No, I know that.
We
where-
killed them. all.
You what?
Yeah,
We
I
killed
like
them.
I skewered one, then Bott like awesomely skewered another
Yeah, it's
one.
quite amazing.
But then they
yeah.
hit me and I got angry and then
I
then-
put them to sleep so you could tie them up.
Well, why would
Why
we?
didn't you say this before?
I thought it was obvious we weren't murdering everything.
Well, we
You
got
did
rid-
not establish that before you knocked
Well,
out,
if
so
it
that's
ma-
on you, buddy.
If it makes you feel
That's
better,
on
these were the
you.
things that were taking the goats.
You
I was
have
just
no
going to
evidence
say.
of this.
Yeah, look what they are. They eat raw meat.
I eat you.
Wait,
Do you
do
eat?
you eat raw meat? You
Sushi is delicious.
What's sushi?
What is
Okay.
sushi?
I don't get it in my village either.
As
No.
As you're getting
Blackston killed one, so I killed one.
That is how you do it, Bott.
Bonus action high five. Let's go. I raise a hand to high five Bott.
Does the high five happen, Bot?
I do not high five.
You know what? Yeah, I get it. I get it.
As you're sitting up from the bed, you feel the crunch of like one of the ribs that was still attached to the eye that they seem to skewer. If you want to, can you roll me you go to like look at it. Roll me a nature check, please.
Oh no.
It's like you're asleep on the tonsil.
Okay. That's a 6 plus, not much. 4. That's 10.
At 10, you just succeed, and you're like, that looks like a goat's rib.
See?
There's no evidence they stole it. The goats could have wandered down here. What I'm saying is we need to be, I don't know, take a moral high ground or something.
I agree, but there are times when it's debatable.
To be fair, I did warn them before they entered. I said there's 38 of us and
37.
37, and they still came.
Yeah, they did. Wait, but did they understand you? Because they aren't really animals.
oh, I guess you're right.
So.
Oops.
All right,
Oh,
well, I need to go back to the church.
It doesn't matter. They are dead now.
This is so true, Bott.
On the bright side, Nova
He's
is
got
safe.
a point.
That's all
Bott's
Bott
got
seems to care about.
Bott's got a point.
What the fuck?
Bott is just stating facts. You can't go in the past.
Bott sounds a little sadistic.
I'm
Nothing matters anyway.
Whoa.
I have no memory.
You do have memory, office.
Everything sucks.
Whoa. Let's unpack this, Bott. We're your first memory, and we are your friends. There's something that matters there. I don't know what else to say to him.
I'm
Nobody
going
even
to
remembers our names.
He knows my name.
Yeah, woo.
Nova.
while this conversation's happening, I'm going to get out and limp over to all of the bodies and try to bury them the best I can.
Oh, buddy.
Okay. Are you burying them?
With Menderth, I'm too weak to use the shovel right now.
It's also solid stone, so you can do it with Menderth.
Okay, I do it with
But
Menderth.
the stone would be tough with the shovel.
Yes, it would. With 3 HP, it's gonna be hard.
You're currently in like an actual structure that has been built and has
Okay.
been from a previous time. So you tap over, you do little taps each one of them as the earth seems to consume over them, and they hit their final resting situation.
Nova, why does he always get so emotional every time there's a dead creature around and buries it?
You can speak up.
He's because he's
Every time he buries a creature, why? Why
Have
does
you
he
not
get like
noticed
this?
he's very religious? Like, extremely religious.
You've known him longer than I have.
Yeah, but he teaches me some things, but there's some things I just don't understand. He's strange.
I guess we'll have to find out.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have to find out.
Well, we do.
Murderers.
We're all together now.
Wait, we never... Okay, well, let's hold up a minute.
What?
We're together for now. We never made this an official thing.
Well, why not?
We did make it through. Kind
Yeah,
of
we
okay.
did one
Well,
battle
yeah.
together. We did one battle together. We're kind of here now. I've always wanted to be in an adventuring group. Why don't we just become an adventuring group? Is that so hard to ask? Is that not allowed? Am I overstepping a line that I didn't know
I'm just
was
worried
to be
that...
I think
overstepped?
you overstepped
I'm worried
that
some
line.
people are not down with the boundaries that other of us have.
I have come back from burying the dead, the massacred, and the brutalized. And I say, all right, well, this is going to continue. I see you all going to need a little bit of a moral backbone here, so I'm going to be keeping an eye on all of you now. We really need to improve the way we treat others.
You're the one that put them all to sleep. Don't look at me. They couldn't
Sleep
even
is not
defend-
death!
Yeah, but you made it so they couldn't
Sleep.
defend themselves. So who's the real monster?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You basically indirectly...
Can we
killed
leave,
Paul.
please?
Yes.
It's dark
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, let's
I
get
think-
the
yeah.
fuck out of here.
I agree. We should probably leave. We should go talk to
We need to go back to the town. I do
Ernest
believe we've
Decker?
discovered.
Yes.
tell them
we
about the
need-
ruins. We
The
can tell
ruins
your
are
people
safe
that the
now.
kobolds are dealt with.
I'm pretty positive that this is what was killing the
All right.
goods.
Do we have to make an insight check to know that that was what
No,
they were?
no what? Yeah, no. When you guys met up at the hamlet where they were established. They were losing livestock, and then you guys have met. That you guys met at the same time and had this small interaction of like, oh, there's livestock at this ruin that were being taken to this ruin, and then of course you guys are like, we're looking for ruins. Apparently, no one reads their backstories around here.
I did, and I reacted.
That shade was called out. That was a fact. But we did have one person react to my backstory that was for them. Thank you, Cal. Anyways, now that we've gotten ourselves on topic, yes, you guys do know that. You don't have to roll an insight check. This was an established thing where you kind of came together on fourth and that way.
Well, I
Yeah,
meant
no,
like an insight check. Like, are these kobolds like are these the creatures
Oh,
that that like killed the goats?
You could deduce from the stench and the uses of their pelts that they were the ones that have been feeding on these little
If I may quote, though, a dear friend of mine, innocent until proven guilty was a statement recently said. Is that correct? All about like maybe 2 hours ago? Anyways, fine. Let's assume the kobolds did it and move on.
See what you do when you like speak before you think about things. No, but this happened.
Oh, let's just
All right, I would like to take myself, my friend, and this robot to the church.
So you guys are still kind of in this ruin that you're familiar with. The area to the right was the area in which, as you look closer, like is very familiar to one where you guys broke through. It wraps just around a little bit. So with no issue at all, if you guys are interested, you head out of the ruins in a similar manner that you came in.
Cool.
That's awesome.
You're able to get over
Yeah.
the hole that has been made. It's not incredibly massive, or it is not impossible to cross, but with a little bit of ingenuity, you're able to figure it out, make your way out past the thing.
Land!
You get outside. As you get out through the hole, you start to see that the sun is starting to set a little bit.
Oh.
Well,
What time was it when we got in?
The time you got in is probably like close to 3, maybe 4 o'clock. It was about an hour to 2 hour walk to get to this location. Might be a little faster now that you have made your way back into, or now that you're heading back, and as opposed to like not trying to find this location.
well, it is getting dark soon. Maybe we should set up camp in that room we saw at the top of the ruins.
That's a good idea.
Sure. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm not opposed.
Why does he hate me?
He doesn't hate you.
He just said whatever so passive aggressively.
No, I think you're looking too deep into it. I think it was like, sure, whatever.
I can't sleep.
Will you-
Bad dreams, buddy?
It doesn't matter anyway.
Oh.
As you guys would know of Warforged enough to where if he operates in a similar manner, Warforges do not sleep. They have something known as Sentry, where they rest very similar to a way an elf meditates. For a 6 hours of time, they will sit down and they do not move and they do not respond, but they sit there and they can scan an area.
When you said an elf meditates, my mind immediately went to like the North Pole, and there's a bunch of elves going, oh. I was like, wait, what?
Hey, it's almost
elf
Christmas.
I hear what you're thinking. I hear what you're saying. Think more Lord of the Rings.
I
Lord
don't
of the
know
Rings.
why Christmas is around the corner. I just
True.
watched Elf yesterday. Sorry.
If you guys would like to stay for the night, with a little bit of with the four beds that you guys saw, you can probably deduce there was the 4 kobolds. If you guys take a rest, you'll most likely be able to batten down for the evening in that first room you came in with the small hole leading out the outdoors. You could probably mend up a hole on the wall to the far wall that you walked through to get into this chamber, and you could maybe make that one smaller or not, depending on what you're interested in.
I definitely think I'm going to be making the terrain outside of our encampment a little bit more challenging to get through and patch up the wall.
Okay. After just a few minutes of walking around and casting Earthman, you're able to seal up the stone wall to where there's it's a 6-foot hole, but you can do about 5 feet of it. You do it wherever you have like a little eye hole, you can peek through and get stuff out. You made it 4 feet in height or 4.5 feet, so that a kobold wouldn't be able to see over that.
Perfect.
Look out, a little step stool,
Cool.
a little gremlin step stool. All right. You seal the other one. Get to. Do you want it completely sealed off where it's dark in here, or do you want like a small exit hole as well? Well, what are you going to keep it like completely sealed, or?
No, I think we. Well, I'll seal it, but then I've got cast light on the shovel again and just plant it in the ground. We've got a central glow lamp.
All right. In that case, it's starting to get close to the evening. It's around. At this point, it's nearing dusk. You're starting to see the reddish skies that you see. That they were peering in through the eastern hole on this entrance. Are you guys are free to begin a long rest? If you guys are interested in that manner.
Absolutely. Please.
Yeah.
Help.
You already got your nap. What do you need?
I need 6 more hit points. Please.
Sleeping during.
Bott, are you going to be taking a sentry's rest for everybody?
I'll keep watch.
I'll keep watch with Bott too.
I wish I could dream.
Oh, Ma, you're gonna have a fun conversation.
It's that one.
So if anyone's interested in watch, the way it would work to have alternating things, because Bott can keep a certain period of time for, you guys would need to have at least one person. People can stay on watch over the evening, but with the sealed up walls, there's small likelihood, unless you trust your friend Bott to keep you guys alive while you all sleep for the evening.
I'm just gonna, I'll take one watch with Bott.
Okay.
Yeah. Just talk to him, get to know him, have a conversation, you know.
Are any of you just going to sleep and calling it a night, or would you like to take a chunk of watch as well?
I'm going to get up at sunrise,
Okay.
naturally, but I'm going to sleep the way through.
Sunrise is a substantial amount of way. We're looking at like 6 p.m. here,
Yeah.
6 to 7ish. So as you finish up mending everything, it's probably like 7 p.m. starting to get darker. Sunrise is like maybe 10 hours away, so you have a really relatively thorough rest.
I'll take some watch too.
Okay. Are you gonna take it at the same time as Gianna or Nova, or are you gonna take it at the same time as,
Um,
or with Bott yourself, or?
yeah, I'll alternate with like Nova, so like when she dips out, I can take place.
Okay. And I think that's gonna be enough to cover through the evening. So you guys all make your way rested to bed. You pull out your comfortable bedroll.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you keep a comfortable, you have a nice comfortable bedroll on some of these soft rocks that you lay it out to get comfortable. Blackston, rest for a little bit, and Gianna, it's just you and Bott as sentry when he's entering sentry mode.
Oh, so he can't talk to me.
He can speak with you if he chooses to, but he needs at least 6 hours of sentry of rest.
Okay.
Just standing behind him, beside him, fills your heart with joy.
Yeah. Just being his friend.
Okay.
All right, so the 3 of you have fallen asleep, Bott. It's just you and Gianna.
Nova, I think I did something wrong.
No, what did you do wrong?
Israel was mad at me.
Okay. Well, Isra is. You'll get to know him more, but he's really like weird about like not killing things. He just like really likes to see the good in people, as do I, obviously. But I had a feeling that these guys weren't very good. But you didn't do anything wrong. You were just defending yourself, as was I, as was Blackston.
Does Israel not want to be my friend anymore?
No,
I
no,
just
no,
made
no.
my first friends.
No,
It would be sad to lose one.
Yeah, no, I really don't get that vibe from him. I think maybe he's a little bit upset at the situation, but he's not particularly mad at you. I'll tell him if he's mad at you that he can be mad at me instead. Don't worry. We'll handle it. Don't worry. But
Are
yeah.
you sure?
Yes, Bott, I'm sure it's all good. It's fine. We are your friends, and it's going to stay that way. I'll make sure of it. Do not worry. So, yeah.
Okay. I am glad to hear it.
Oh no. Malfunction.
So at that point, you are satisfied with a small conversation with Bott. You pull out your bedroll and begin to start laying down. Wake up Blackston a little bit. Say your turn.
Get up. It's your watch,
Yeah, all right, I got it. I took my.
Mr. No Dreamer. Counting down the seconds. I remember.
Yes, I know you do.
I'm gonna go take a nice dream now.
You do that.
So Bott is currently perched in like a very samurai resting position where he's resting on like the back of his knees, just kind of like sitting quietly. His eyes are faded to like a very dim blue. They're still lit, and his chest is also a dim blue. So he's still kind of, you deduce upon like that's him in sentry mode. And currently he's just sitting there staring, like off into the distance.
All right. I check to make sure that like everyone's like kind of like knocked out, you know, just like out and asleep. And I just kind of, I look at Bott and I'm just gonna, Bott, you need to know that I know you're new, and I'm glad you've awoken to whatever it is that's inside of you, but I don't know about Cal and Men of Cloth. They can do whatever they want, but I trust Nova, and I see that you are growing fond of her. If you fucking hurt her at all, then I think you're gonna need more than oil in order to fix yourself up.
Oh my gosh.
I just want that to be clear.
I would never hurt any of you.
Good. Honestly, I could care less. if
I
it
said
hurts
I
us.
would protect you.
Good. And you're gonna protect Nova at least with all of your being. And if I see you stray away from that, then you know what happens. Got it?
I will protect her too. Do not worry.
Alright. We don't have to be at odds. As long as we keep that goal in mind, then we're square. Got it?
Blackston, is killing wrong?
Oh no.
It depends on
Isra
who's-
thinks so.
It depends, at least in my opinion, it depends on who's on the other end of the blade. If it is someone innocent, then I would say that, yeah, it's wrong. But if it's someone who's...
How do we know who is innocent?
I've been struggling with that for a while now, actually. But you come to find out that most people have good in them, and seeing that good shouldn't be too hard. If you're searching honestly with deep within someone trying to find something good, more likely than not it's not there. So that's how I find out who is innocent and who is not. More often than not, the bad people.
Blackston, I want to trust you too, even though you kill. My programming allows me to kill, but I will look to you to teach me who is innocent.
I hope I can teach you right then, because
Thank you.
no problem. But I think we'll learn a lot. Both of us.
All right.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I slept.
On that note, the next morning comes easily to those who have all had a nice rest. You are all able to get up the next morning. We're going to let it off here for the evening. It's going to start off. Our next session is going to start off with Isra just opening up the hole to mend of the earth, the hole necessary to get out of this area. And that's where we're going to leave off with that. Well,
Whoa.
wow. Oh,
That was a lot.
damn. Thank you, everybody in the audience, for joining us tonight for our first ever episode of Twitch Slays D&D.
Yay!
I am excited for next week.
Yo, I'm hyped.
We're all looking forward to it. We will be streaming every Wednesday at 7 p.m. We'll have a full schedule up and listed through certain holidays, through not certain holidays. We'll have some extra content up during the weekdays because we want to hit affiliate status. That's our main goal here. Last conversation. Jesus Christ. Damn. I don't even know where to go from that.
I'm glad I slept.
You really?
We will take it away next Wednesday at 7 p.m. We can't wait to see you there, and we can't do it without you. Thank you so much, and have a great night.
Stay safe.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.